two brothers and gamers that have been playing games since the early 1980s. Combined, they have over 65 years experience. Join them each week as they discuss and rant about gaming and entertainment news. This is Generation X Gaming.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another week, another episode of Generation X Gaming, the weekly podcast that goes over a few of the top stories from the past week, and we rant along the way. I'm your host, 30 and Still Gaming, and joining me each and every single week is my brother, Sarge. What's going on, Sarge? Did I scare you?
What the fuck, bro? Did you just put your fucking volume up to like 11, dude?
Yeah,
Good God.
I didn't touch anything. I didn't touch anything.
Good God.
It's down in the belly. I was like, hello,
Holy
Generation X Gaming, a weekly podcast that goes over a few of the top stories from the past week, and we rant along the way. It's because I'm standing, Sarge. We haven't done a show yet.
I heard your computer blew up.
Well, the power supply blew up.
Okay, so it was just the power supply?
It was just the power supply. It was just the power supply. The other day when we were playing, I'm surprised you didn't hear it. All of a sudden we were playing Division. It's probably because of the gunfire we didn't hear it. Right? I had my headphones on, and all of a sudden I heard a "pa," and I was like, living where I live, I didn't know if it was a neighbor shooting a gun or, you know what I mean, like just not that I live in the hood. Yeah, just
yeah.
So I was like, what is that noise, right? And then all of a sudden I saw my screen. I was like, oh, my computer went to sleep, and I looked down, and I was like, wait a minute, my computer's not doing anything. I was like, okay, and then I went to go kick it back on, and it went pop, pop. Like the speakers were making the noise, and the fan would like do like one rotation, and I was like, ugh. I think this is a power supply issue. And it was a power supply issue. The power supply has a 6-pin and a 4-pin. It has 10 pins total. And it had 6-pin and 4-pin. And the guy said that the 4-pin section popped out. I was like, well, how would that pop out? He's like, I don't know. He's like, where do you have your thing? I was like, it's one spot, hasn't moved. I was like, the thing's 7 years old. He's like, well, I don't think it was plugged in. I was like, you don't think it was plugged in for 7 years? I was like, that doesn't make sense. I was like, if it's a 10-pin, it has the 6 and the 4, and the 4 wasn't plugged in. I was like, maybe that's what popped out. He's like, yeah, I guess. I go, wouldn't that melt? Like, wouldn't you see like some sort of, you know, like burnt marks or something? Nothing was wrong with it. But the power box was done. So apparently some sort of whatever happened just popped it out.
Some kind of surge.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, but everything's fine.
You're lucky. You're lucky. Power supply.
Yeah, it cost me. I was gonna install it myself, but to get I typed it in. I was like, oh, just because I've done it before. I've installed stuff, and I was like, you know what? I need it back. I was like, local business. I made a nice connection to the guy, right? He was busy, and he's like, it'll take 2 days, right? So I was like, I'll come in. I walked in. I was like, hey, how's it going? I just started bullshitting with the guy, and he was real nice. And he's like, hey, you know what? I'll see what I can do. And he called me 6 hours later and was like, yeah, it's power supply. We'll change it out for you. And I was like, awesome. So real nice guy, nice business. I like supporting local people. So now I have a guy. So
it's always good to have a guy.
Yep.
I think my guy will just say that disappeared during COVID and has never answered his phone since.
Did he look like the comic book guy from The Simpsons?
A little bit.
Well, that's why he's not around then. If it was after COVID, right?
I don't know. I can't make assumptions.
Well, I am. I don't know the guy. I'm just making a.
So I need to find another computer guy now.
Well, I know a guy.
He's a little far away.
A little far away, yeah. You know what's crazy? So many places look so shady. Like I looked it up on Google, and I'm like, the people are just working out of their houses, and I'm like, yeah, I'm like,
this guy, the guy that helped me with my computer when my computer blew up. He's working out of his house.
Yeah, and I was just like, well, some of the places don't look very, very good, right?
Reputable.
Yeah, like curb appeal, buddy. If you're doing a business out of your house, I don't need bicycles and stuff outside your front door. You know what I'm saying? Like this guy owns a business, owns a house converted into a business over in the old part of town here. So they have like law firms and stuff like that. But beautiful. You walk inside, everything is like mint condition. He's got setups and different computers and stuff. I mean, it might be a ringer for something, but I don't know. It satisfied me. So
did you watch those videos from Louis Rossmann recently about his whole battle with piracy and the Hewlett Packard printers? It's hilarious. Yeah, if you ever go to Louis Rossmann's website, he's got this whole other thing going on right now.
Who is Louis Rossmann?
He's an IT guy.
Okay.
He ran a computer repair center out of New York.
Okay.
Right. And his whole channel is about his job. Right. And then during the COVID thing, he kept going on and on about how New York is being destroyed. Right. And so if you watch his channel, he talks about how he had to get out of New York. He's like, I gotta get out of here.
Okay.
Right. So after he left New York, he went to Texas. New York has been sending him liens and fines and all kinds
for
leaving.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
And
you have to pay an exit
instead-
tax.
So instead of talking about repair stuff, he goes on these tirades about what New York's trying to do to him, and he shows you the paperwork and stuff. And it's just this ongoing battle against New York. It's hilarious. And then he took a sidestep because he was losing his mind. He's like, we're not going to talk about New York anymore, right? We're going to talk about the Hewlett Packard printers and how they're big pieces of shit, right? And so he does a whole like 3 days worth of Hewlett Packard stuff about the Hewlett Packard printers, and it's awesome. Right? He's an IT guy. So if you ever watch Louis Rossmann, you want to know about computers.
I just watched another thing today, and Chad, sorry if we're going off on a little thing. We're trying something a little different on the show, Generation X Gaming. We're going to talk about video games and stuff, but we're all just sitting back and talking a little bit. I watched a guy who does audits for a living. I don't remember the guy's channel. Hold on, I think he just audits anybody, and he records it on stream. And let me see if I can find it. Is it on this?
If you
yeah, his name is Caleb Hammer. Okay, he audits people, and he had Boogie on his Boogie. What's his name? Boogie 199 or whatever it is. 2988, whatever. Yeah. So Boogie was on there, and this guy just helps people try to get out of debt, right? And I thought this was fascinating because he was, come on, looker. He was trying to help him, and Boogie was like, "Yeah, I spend $900 on food each month," and he's like, $900 on fast food? He's like, "Yeah, it's the cheapest." He's like, "No, it's not the cheapest, right?" He's like, "You could take $500 of this food that you're eating out and bring it down and just buy stuff at a grocery store." He's like, "I can't cook." He's like, I can't make stuff." He's like, "If you want to get out of debt," he's like, "you're going to do it because you have to do it because you're not going to get out of debt this way." He's like, "If you keep up doing what you're doing, you got 9 months and you're done." Right? He's like, "Well, I got a podcast coming up and, he's like, he's bringing in $4,000 a month and he's spending almost $7,000. You got to work almost 2 months to pay off. Like, what are we talking about?
People do not understand.
Does Boogie work for Bungie? Does Boogie work for Bungie as the accounting department?
I don't know any other way to explain it to, but people do not understand money. If you understood money, a lot of people wouldn't be broke. People live above their means. They don't know how to save. They just don't get it. They think that paying a minimum payments to a credit card
at 24%, at 24%,
24, dude, 24%,
30%
is low ball. Yeah, they're on the 30s.
Yeah, they're on 30%. Yeah.
People just don't get it, man. That's why everyone is as effed as they are right now. It's because people do not understand money, just like Bungie.
Yeah,
like Bungie doesn't understand money.
Dave, 4,000. He lives in Arkansas, right? I don't make $4,000 a month. Okay, I make like $4,000 a year doing this. Okay, he's making $4,000 a month. Okay, and he can't live off that. I'm like, what are you doing? And he's got 2 roommates that pay rent, right? And I'm like,
thank God.
I don't understand. But then again, I found out 2 weeks ago, Sarge, most people don't plug their console into the Ethernet port. And they just play off the Wi-Fi.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh, yeah. You didn't know this?
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, most people that play online games, they don't plug their console into the Ethernet port. They play Wi-Fi. Yep, don't ask. Don't ask. This is what I found out. It was like 2 weeks ago, right, chat? I think it was 2 weeks ago. You guys taught me this. Yeah. That's exactly my reaction.
The last thing I heard you say earlier today was people throw their Xboxes to reset them.
No, I said there was an article saying because Xbox, Baldur's Gate 3, people were having problems with their saves. Right?
Yeah.
Lurian Studios had a problem with PC when it came out. They patched it. They had a problem with PlayStation came out. They patched it. And Xbox came out Thursday. They had a problem. They patched it and they fixed it. So it was a very rare occasion. But Xbox came out and said, in a blanket type of response, said that please make sure you don't unplug or turn off your, like, pull the plug out. And it's like, who's doing that? Like, what kind of response is that if the save's not saving? It's not Lorian's fault. It's not Xbox's problem. It's people yanking the cord out of the wall. And I was like, that's not happening. If it does happen, like a scenario happened where like the dog was playing with his chew toy next to the wire and he pulled it out of the wall. Yeah. Right. Kid was being vicious. Like, pulled it out of the like threw it somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, no one's going, dinner time? And yanks the thing out of the wall and then runs to dinner. I don't see it happening.
I mean, Tide Pod challenge, bro. I mean, anything's possible now.
Lurker says people who been given everything have no idea how to live on their own. Yeah.
Don't get it, man.
He spends $200,000 on escorts. I know. No, it was hilarious. You got to go. It was interesting. It was really long. It was like an hour and 44 minutes. I watched it on 2 times speed.
Right. Before you graduate college, you need to take finance, okay, civics, and then if you don't pass those 2 classes, you get an auditor when you graduate, and they explain to you how to live.
Yeah.
Like you automatically get one. Like a guy, like you graduated, congratulations. Here's Marjorie. She's your auditor. She's gonna go over things with you so you know how not to die in 6 months. Because people don't get it, man. They don't get it.
Here's another thing. The guy told him. He said, "Okay, you make this much money from streaming." He's like, "You should pick up a second job." He's like, "I don't want to pick up a second job." He goes, "Do you think that if you put 20 more hours into YouTube," he's like, "do you think you can make this income? Because if you can't, then you need to go get a second job for just 20 hours and then continue doing what you're doing and then get the more income because you'll get out of debt and you'll be fine." Right? He's like, "Yeah, no, I'm going to put more time into YouTube." And I'm like,
get it, bro.
Okay. Yeah, it's interesting. Very interesting.
When all the smoke settles from all the bullshit online stuff and people think they're making gold, right? And the reality sets in and you start hearing people OD, suicide, end themselves, all kinds of stuff's going to happen, right? Because there's a lot of depression going on right now, right? Never mind when you're completely broke, right?
Yeah.
Never mind when before you're completely broke.
Yeah, it's crazy.
People are broke. Like, how many layoffs have you heard about right before Christmas? Like, I just heard Hasbro just laid off 10%.
And then Embracer Group is laying off more people.
The toy company?
Yeah.
The toy company.
That's right.
Before Christmas.
Yep.
We can't handle it.
Yep.
Got to let people go before Christmas. What?
Yep. Economy's fine.
Right. The toy company can't sell toys, bro. The toy company can't sell toys. This is where we are, bro. This is where we are. Toys R Us closed down. KB went out of business.
They're opening it back up. They have pop-up shops now.
The only Toys R Us is left are in Canada or in Tijuana somewhere. There's no more Toys R Us's. Like, how are we out of kids? Like, is there not a group of people? Like, even the elves know how to make toys and give them out once a year. Like, I don't understand how the toy company can't sell toys. Right? Are we done with this nonsense?
Well,
that people don't understand how to do their job.
Also,
you can't figure out how to make toys.
Have you seen some of the toys though?
Put me in a room for 3 months. I'll have 3 toy lines out. 3. I'll have 3 toy lines out.
Toy lines.
Yeah. Lines. A line of toys. Yeah. Put me in a room. I'll take 3 random people out of chat. We can make toys.
Yeah. Have you seen some of the toys though? They sell it at the store. Like, you're paying like $54 for a plastic thing that breaks in like, I don't know, 30 minutes.
Plastic is so bad, bro. Have you seen the new plastic?
Yeah, I have.
Not even close, bro. Not even close. Do you remember the plastic from all the toys from the 80s?
Yeah.
Right? It could stop a bullet, and it was plastic. Right?
Yeah.
I don't get it, man. We're in trouble, right?
Yeah.
No toys, no games, fire everybody.
Right.
No, right? I mean no games as in like not finished.
Yeah, I got you.
There's a bunch of stuff coming out. Yeah, I got some stuff coming out. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's crazy. Yeah, Hasbro's losing jobs. We have some of the topics that we have today. We're talking about even though I'm happy, the Fantastic Studio that made the day before they closed down. We're talking about E3. E3 is closed down. They're no longer. There's a lot.
Get him on the phone, bro.
I was just gonna say, Abe Vigoda's busy tonight.
Get him on the phone.
He's busy.
Him on the phone.
He's busy today. Right. Then we have Embracer Group laying off more people. Right. There's lots of opportunities for Abe Vigoda to show up today. Other topics we're going to talk about today on the show is Twitch is a porn site now. Is basically what that is.
Brown
No,
cow.
no insertion, but not yet anyway.
They decided that they're not making enough money, so they're leaning towards porn now.
That's right.
Or is it not porn, right?
Not porn.
It's nudity.
Nudity.
Right.
Yeah.
Nudity. So Amarath's gonna make a breakout video.
I
now?
mean, I think Amarath should sue because she said that she wasn't allowed to do certain things before, and then all of a sudden now they can do whatever. It's like no holds barred.
Amarath was like the quintessential female version of Girls on Trampolines from the Man Show. Remember the Man Show?
Yes. In slow motion.
With
Girls on
Jimmy Kimmel?
trampolines in slow motion. Yeah.
Like Amarath was like the living embodiment of that joke. But it's real, and now you can just do whatever you want.
Amarath is on Kick now. Oh, okay, there you go. See, they lost the one that brought in the money. They're like, how do we get it back? Let's just go topless. All right, let's do it.
I'm sorry, Dupless. Did you lose? Did you have to change networks? What happened?
Reese says it's not just
Amarath-
nudity; it's artistic nudity.
Like, why did she move, Dupless? Didn't she have like 100,000 or 200,000?
She moved because she probably got paid. That's why. Being run by a gambling site.
Oh, Kick is?
Yeah.
Kick is being run by a gambling site?
Yeah, that's how they make their money. That's why they pay everybody. They're making shit tons of money. Yeah. Also, isn't Kick also run by the company that does their own cryptocurrency?
This country is going down the tubes. Straight down the tubes.
There you go. She got $100 million bag from Kick. There you go.
Good Lord.
Is that true? She got $100 million? Wait a minute. Stop. She got the exact same amount of money as Joe Rogan got for his podcast? Oh, shit. What do I have to do? Topless? Like from here down? Is that it? Is that all I got to do?
Incredible.
Amazing. Is Amarath one of those said her BF was forcing her to do all the sexual stuff? I'm not sure. She's the one that
that was the drama.
Hot tub
that was the
streams
drama.
and whatnot.
Yeah, that was the drama.
All right. Let's go to what we've been playing, Sarge. All right. So it's been 2 weeks because last week we had the video game awards show. Okay. So what have you been playing in the last 2 weeks? Last week, but what have you been playing, Sarge? You playing anything new, or you been playing some of just the same old stuff?
I mean, I unlocked 2 new characters in Vampire Survivors.
I'm sorry, you lost
unlocked.
Oh, unlocked.
Unlocked 2 new characters in Vampire Survivors. We played Division before your computer blew up. I've been playing Dune Spice Wars like a crazy person, getting better.
I saw you. What were you playing? You were playing Axis and Allies, weren't you? No. What were you playing? You were playing something.
When?
Tonight. I saw you. It said you were playing.
Oh, I played Axis and Allies on the computer. Yeah,
right.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I play speed games with people online.
Oh, really? So it's like a chess match.
Well, if they're actually sitting in front of the computer, I put it inside the thing that you're. Normally, you do a turn, and they have 24 hours to respond. I'm not playing 24 hours to respond. That takes like weeks. So I'm like, is somebody are you at your computer right now? What are you wearing? You want to play Axis and Allies? Like, yeah, that's how it goes.
So what game? Spice Wars. I know you talked a little bit about it last week or 2 weeks ago. You were playing it. Did you get any deeper into the actual game, or is it still the learning stages here?
Well, yes and no. Each house plays a little differently. So I've done Atreides and I've done Fremen, but I haven't done Ekaz, Harkonnen, or the Emperor yet. I'm assuming they're going to release new houses because I remember seeing a screenshot that Ordos was in there, and so.
Now, is it
actually
officially out? I forget if we looked it up. Is it officially out yet, or is it like early access or whatever? It's officially out, right?
Well, it's officially out on console. I guess you consider early access on the computer, but it's been out for a year. So
Right,
I
but
don't
it
know how
was
you.
it was
I don't know what kind of lingo you want to use anymore. If the game is
yeah,
out, it's out.
it's
I don't.
out,
I
but
don't know. I don't know the difference anymore. Like if the game is out and I can buy it, you can still say that it's not a full release. I don't understand how
it
that works.
because I know it's on Game Pass. I don't know what the full price is. I know it's on a cheaper price because it wasn't fully released yet, right? So I don't know if it's fully released yet, but whatever. I know that coming out, and it's interesting because number two, it was supposed to come out, I would assume, when the second part was coming out of Dune, but Dune got pushed back,
Like
part two. So
do you think that they're going to play the first Dune movie in the theater again, so you can watch the first and the second one back to back? Do you think they're going to do that? Because I never watched
maybe.
the first. I didn't watch the first part because I wanted it both to be out so I could watch it all together. I didn't want to wait.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
you didn't watch the first one. I,
I didn't talk to
we
nobody. I didn't.
watched it.
I don't know. Not,
I'm
listen,
not going to ruin it for
I
you.
read you can't ruin it for me. I read the book. I've watched the original Dune, so I know what the story plot is. All I'm saying is I didn't watch it because I was waiting for the second part to come out so I could watch it all together.
I watched when it came out. We watched it. We did a watch party, and I just didn't. I don't know if I was in the right headspace or not. I didn't enjoy it. I thought I enjoyed it cinematically, like the shots and stuff, but the story. I was just like, what's going on? And maybe it's because I knew it was a sequel, like a two-parter, and I wasn't really into it, and maybe I should have waited to watch it. So I think they might put it out in theaters again, but I'm not sure if they will. It would be smart if they did.
I'm just hoping that they'll just let. I'll pay a double price. I'll watch the first one, do an intermission, and then watch the second one. That's the way. That's the way you're supposed to watch a movie like that, right? I don't want to watch Dune the first one on a TV,
Right.
and then watch the second one in the theater.
In the
Like I
theater.
want to watch the whole thing.
That'd be cool if they actually did that.
They did a great job. I heard all kinds of great things about it. I mean, you have to like Herbert's writing anyway. It's a little crazy. His brain was twisted when he made it because the politics and the drama around all the houses and how the universe works is lunacy.
Right.
Like how everything works. So
Dave Langer says, 30, Sarge, what do you guys think about the Light No Fire? The way Sean is tweeting is looking like it could be timed Xbox/PC exclusive. Maybe the early access, then PlayStation 5 summer and fall of 2024. I am skeptical about that game, and only because No Man's Sky, when it came out, I got it when it first came out on PC. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't a complete game when it came out. And then they went silent for 2 years because they had a contract with Sony. And then they fixed it over the last 5 years, which is 7 years total. And right now, No Man's Sky is in a great spot. But because of that, because of Bethesda and just like CD Projekt Red with Cyberpunk 2077, I'm skeptical. I'm not putting my full trust into Sean Murray and Hello Games. It's very impressive what they're showing. But if you look at that trailer, it looks very much like the cuts of the trailer that they did for No Man's Sky when they first showed it. So I look at it and I'm intrigued by it, but I don't get hyped up for anything anymore. I'm skeptical about it, and I'm waiting to see more information about it. If it comes out next year, I don't think it'll be ready. I'll be honest with you. What do you think, Sarge?
it's his own team. He's
12 people. 12 people, by the way.
It's his own team. He's not attached to anybody, right? Like he wasn't before, where he had to make promises that he couldn't keep.
Right.
Right.
They're financially set now, by the way.
I don't think that Sean Murray would release something in the same state that No
hope
Man's
not.
Sky was released because of the pressure he was under. I think maybe this is a different story. Now, if he says this is the basic version that comes out and uses that as the crutch, and then we're going to add to it, then that's fine. But I don't see him talking up the game and then not delivering after all the nonsense that happened.
You would hope. Yeah, you would hope.
I'm hoping. Listen, I believe absolutely no one. I'm sorry if you think I'm a cynic. Seen too much, done too much, heard too much. Right? Like I'll put it to you this way: I'm excited for Grand Theft Auto 6, but honest to God, don't care about day one. That game will be out forever. Doesn't matter.
Right.
Right. If there's other games out and then Grand Theft Auto comes out and I'm in the middle of some game, I'll wait.
Right.
I've waited. I have learned to wait now so many times.
Yeah.
I don't care. And by the way, right, it's not a hard copy game anymore, right? I can't go to the store and buy the game.
Right.
Right. It's either going to be some kind of digital bullshit or Game Pass exclusive or other some kind of nonsense where I can't go and buy the disc and keep it, right? The last game I have bought the disc and kept it is probably going to end up being, unfortunately, Avengers, right?
Right.
And even that is crap. So the last GTA game at GTA 5 is the last hard copy game I have.
Right. I mean, the way I look at it, Lurker says, I let poor 30 buy the game and I play it on stream before I buy the game. I if it's on Xbox, like you're saying, it'll probably come out on Game Pass, right? They're very successful because of Game Pass. What it is, a lot of people played it and then they bought it. They keep supporting it. Who knows what Xbox paid or Microsoft paid for No Man's Sky to be on Game Pass, right? That they made money there as well, right? A lot of people look at that and go, they're not making money. They make an upfront money. So like if they,
Yes.
it might cover 4 million copies for God's sakes, who knows? So
You have to keep track of the stories over the last year. We've heard now the stories of what the deals are from Game Pass. We know what the price ranges is for some of these games and what they get up front.
you're shaking your camera again.
We know what GTA got paid. We know what Take-Two got paid. So
Right, 5 million for Red Dead Redemption, and then 15 million for Grand Theft Auto or whatever. Yeah, I mean they're up per month. That was per month, by the way.
yeah,
So, did you notice though the logo for that game? It almost looks like the same logo from No Man's Sky, right? The diamond is for No Man's Sky, and it was like the hand with the diamond with the ball on top. Almost looks identical to the one. So I wonder if this one takes place in the same type of universe as this or something. I don't know. It'll be interesting. I'm interested in the game, but I'm skeptical that it comes out and it's working order, right?
I have faith more in his company after all the bullshit he took. We'll see.
Yeah, see, Dave's saying I think No Fire is No Man's Sky prequel. It does look like the Atlas. Yeah, there's definitely comparisons. The way they edited it, right? The way they edited it might be their style, but the way they edited it, and then the way because they didn't edit their other game like that. I forget the Campfire, whatever that other game was that they had. They edited this one almost to the T, like No Man's Sky, and the logo looks the same, so it might be connected in some way, shape, or form. I've been playing a little game called Fortnite, okay, but I'm not playing Fortnite. I'm playing Lego Fortnite. They came out last week, right before the show started. I started playing it. Talked a little bit about it last week. I'm playing Survival, Lego Fortnite Survival. It's good, man. It's a good game. Here's the thing.
It looked like the movie.
Yeah, it does look sort of like the movie, right? It's amazing to me that, yes, there's other games out there. Minecraft, Roadblocks, all these other survival games as well. It's amazing to me that Lego couldn't come out with a game like this themselves, and yet they teamed up with Epic now, and they made this. I think this is very smart, very, very successful. People that collect those minifigs in real life, you get to, when you buy a skin now, you're going to collect the regular skin, and you also get the Lego skin as well. Everything is connected. It's like a multiverse inside, so you can play Save the World, you can play Battle Royale no build, you can play Battle Royale, you can play the main event, you can play Rocket, you can play Lego Fortnite, and all of it goes towards your total overall score and gets you complete with the game pass, or I'm sorry, with the battle pass. Okay, so I have no interest in the Battle Royale. I'm just playing Lego Fortnite, and I'm starting to build some stuff, and I'm exploring the world and survival. It's cool. It's missing a lot of features. Like when you take, let's say I have a wool, and then I find another piece of wool, and I put them in my inventory. They don't stack. You have to pick it up and then put it on to make it stack. So there's like quality of life things that they need to fix in the game. But overall, the game itself is actually in pretty good form. Like the animations and the gameplay loop and all the stuff that you unlock when you find something. The different regions. Right now they have 3 regions. They have the grassland, they have the desert, and then they have the winter or the mountains. Okay, and the grassland is like your easy novice area. Then the desert area is pretty intense, and you have to build up your level or build up your hearts so you can go into the caves because there's lava and you don't want to overheat and die. Okay, so you have to get these snowberries, to make these potions to put charms on yourself, so you can go into the desert area, so you can farm the obsidian and bright stone and blast core and all these other things. So there's a lot of different things you can do. Cool things they did. You could bring companions along with you, like NPCs. So you can random NPCs show up to your village. You can upgrade your village to like 10 levels, which upgrades to certain things and different build quality stuff. Then you have guys that go out for you and scavenge. So you can just be on your own.
Sounds like Star Wars Galaxies.
Sort of, yeah, but with Legos. So there's a lot of stuff that they can do quality of life. You can build a glider. You can build like cars and stuff. There's no steering wheel yet. There's different ways you can build, but they're doing a really good job. And that's just the one aspect that they've done. I also jumped into Rocket Racing, which is the racing game, which they've taken because they own Rocket League. Okay. So they took the cars and stuff from Rocket League, and you start off in Rocket Racing and you race around a track. It's like Mario Kart. Okay. It's just straight up racing right now. And that's another thing that you can now buy different cars and different skins for your cars and different, cosmetic stuff.
So Epic needed another influx of $1 trillion.
Yeah.
So they teamed up with Lego.
Well, and then they did one more thing, right? So then they have the thing called Fortnite Main Event, or I think it's called Festival Main Event, where you're playing Rock Band, you're playing Guitar Hero, you're doing these things where it's a rhythm game. You can either play on keyboard. The controller's a little weird because the way you play on controller is that you're hitting left and right for this side of the rhythm thing, and then you're hitting B and X. So at least on the lower levels, I'm sure the other buttons come into effect when you start playing, but it's actually pretty good. They have the artists, real artists, and then their own artists that they make music. So now you're not only are you buying the battle pass, right, for cosmetics, you're buying Lego. You can buy the Lego cosmetics for those things. You can buy songs for the playlist that you can have. You can buy cars and skins for that as well. There's so many different avenues that they have. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I think, is coming in today, tomorrow, sometime this week. And those look badass. They look really good. Okay. So Fortnite and Epic are doing some really cool things, and people hate it. They hate it. And I think people hate it because it looks too cartoony, or because they're too successful. I don't know what it is, but a lot of people don't like Epic and don't like Fortnite because the kiddie cartoony thing is more popular than the thing that they want to like, right? I think that's what the pushback is for Fortnite. I respect what Epic is doing. Matter of fact, we have we're not covering the story, but Epic won a court case against Google because they had the monopoly of the Android.
Them and Apple. Them
right?
and Apple.
Right. So they won, and there's still things to go through, but they won this first stage, right? It's 1 point for Epic. So they want to try
because they're trying to set a precedent. That's why.
Right, and they're also trying to make it seem like they're the underdog, right? Because they're a $1 billion company going up against $1 trillion company. So they're supposed to be like the rebels, and then the evil empire is Google or Apple.
It doesn't take genius to figure out that once you make the kind of store and you funnel everyone into the only way you can get the items is our store is a monopoly, right? That's why Epic's trying to break them apart.
Right.
Like a digital store should be no different than a normal store. Like if I go to Amazon, or like I go to a store, right? So if I go to the store, I can buy the things listed in that store that holds that store. But Apple and Google are both saying that no, you can only get that stuff just from us. They're trying to capture their population alone into their ecosystem. That's
right.
The court. That's the court case.
Well, right. Well, if you can only get a burger at one restaurant because they made the burger joint, you could not get burgers anywhere else. You know what I mean? Like, you're not allowed to get burgers anywhere else. You only can buy burgers at this one place. That's their mentality, right? They're like, well, we should be able to have our own burgers, and we should be able to sell our burgers in their store as well.
Not to mention the fact that 30% split is extortion.
Real quick, Lurker says, 30, would you choose Lego Fortnite or Mines of Moria? It all depends. If you like Legos more than Lord of the Rings, I would say Legos. If you like Lord of the Rings more than Legos, then I would say, Lord of the Rings, Return to Moria. I like them both. I like Return of Moria because it's that Lord of the Rings, era. But I like Legos because I'm a kid. I'm a kid at heart, and I like playing with Legos. So it's I like them both. Right? It's a cop out, but I like them both. All depends on which way you're going towards. Who said someone else? Oh, didn't Epic lose to Apple? Yes, Epic lost to Apple, and then they won against Google. and we'll see what happens with it. I don't like to like talk about that type of court stuff because I'm out of my league, and then 2, it's not done yet, right? They won this round, so we'll see what happens going forward. And then what else have I been playing? I played a little bit of Division, played a Fortnite. I think that was it. I tried to play a game called Once Human, which I guess I could talk about a little bit. But let's go to top stories, and then we'll talk about this a little. All right, so Once Human is this game that came out of left field, okay? But before we get to Once Human, right, I haven't played it yet, but we watched a video today about Force Gaming. He went over it in detail, and I figure I have a pretty good grasp of what it is. I watched some people play it and whatnot. But let's talk about the day before, okay? The day before, just 4 days after the game launched, the studio closed its doors, okay? I made a video, right? Obviously, it came out Thursday. I don't stream on Fridays or the weekends. I went live on Monday morning. At 11 o'clock, 10:45, I made a video, and I said, I hope this company goes under. I hope they close the doors, right? I was being pretty blunt, right? And I said, this needs to close down. This is a precedent. They're scammers. They're a bunch of... An hour and a half after my stream on Twitter, boom, the studio closes down. I was like, man, that vision board of mine is really working, right? Because I put it out there, and then all of a sudden, an hour and a half later, it happened. So we knew, a lot of people knew that this game was scammy. Apparently, they made well over, they made about $12 million, okay? And I hope every single person that bought it gets their money back, okay? But they brought this game out, and we knew something was up, Sarge, right? Every time we first saw it back in 2021, we're like, it looks like Division. We'll see. We'll see. Then they delayed it, and then they delayed it again, and then they delayed it again, and they had their copyright debacle going on, and there's always something that seemed off about this game, right? And then we're like, hey, it's coming out. It's coming out on December 7th, right? Then it came out December 7th, and then just a glorified shit fest happened. So much so that, what's that? Oh, sorry. Abe's coming in. Abe. Right? You've been Vagoted, right? 4 days after. Four days after. Okay. Abe Vagoda comes and gets him. Okay. And they're closed. I don't know why the music didn't play there. Okay. But Abe Vagoda closed down the shop. What do you make of this whole ordeal with Fantastic and the day before, Sarge?
I like their long-winded speech about how people worked for free tirelessly to get the game out. They were doing asset flips. They were doing all kinds of. They basically tried to fight everybody on every point that was made. Someone said asset flip. They said no, our guys worked hard. They worked over for 5 years.
They advertised it as an MMO. They advertised it as an MMO, and it came out as a extraction shooter.
But the guy came out and said he would never advertise as an MMO. Every time they made a point about something,
They started scrubbing old videos and taking them down for false advertisement.
Yep. Listen, once again, I'll say it again. The gaming industry has the potential to make so much money that anybody that knows how to do anything about coding and programming can get away with something if they wanted to.
Especially if you're using the Unreal Engine.
Case in point, right? Here would be my point, right? I understand that the ease of convenience nowadays allows more people to develop games and have more competition. Yes. But in the old days, you had to know the coding, know the programs, and so only a smaller group of people could actually make a game, right? And those people went to school to make games. And so their credibility is higher because they actually spent the time using the tools needed to do the profession that they wanted, right? When you make it easier to make a game with asset shopping, stealing assets from other games, whatever the list you can do now, what anybody can do, it makes it easier to be scammed, right? Whereas before it was licensed. Everyone knew what they were doing. Those people are programmed.
Trained people, yeah.
Trained. And now anybody can do it. It's so easy,
Yeah.
right? And all you need is a good hype man and a good hype trailer. And lo and behold, there you go.
I've joked about this for over a decade, right? I always made the example in the film industry, now that there's cell phones out, right? Back in 2007, when the first iPhone came out, first smartphone came out, people in the industry were like looking at it, right? Now, obviously, anyone can make a video, everyone can make, but people were trying to pass off that they were Hollywood blockbuster films, and they were filming with like DSLRs, and they were filming with iPhones and stuff like that. And not to say like if you give Steven Spielberg or Christopher Nolan it doesn't matter what camera you give them, they're going to make a good story because they're talented, they know what they're doing. But because now anyone can make a movie, people were coming out with a lot of shit because anyone can make a movie. That's what I've been taking about as far as Unreal Engine over the years. As it got better and better, I said, oh boy, now anyone can make a video game and make it look like it's an actual video game, but it's not a video game. Okay.
Yep.
And I said that back in the day, over a decade ago. I said, in the film industry, someone could come up with a trailer, make the best hype trailer ever, like you just said, right? Laser beams, aliens shooting stuff, and they just put a 1.5-minute trailer together. You go, man, in theaters Friday, and you're like, holy shit, I want to go see that. You go to the theater, and it's not even a full film movie. It's just the trailer again, over and over, just a longer trailer, and you're like, what the hell is this, right? And you get paid, you paid your hard-earned money. You go to the thing, and you're like, what the hell is that? Right? And they take your money and run. Now, obviously, that wouldn't happen because you can get your money back and be like, what is this shit? And the theater would have to give you your money back. But that's protection. There's no protection in video games, right? So this is unprecedented because Steam's like, yeah, anyone that wants their money back, go ahead. Because 4 days after the game came out, the whole company closed shop. And then they started scrubbing like it was a murder scene. They went back to old videos, scrubbed all the information from it, changed the name of the actual company, was on the actual the publisher or the developer of it. It's like, what is happening right now? They're changing their LinkedIn profile. They're changing a complete another dump and run of what they were doing, right? And they're like, well, we weren't asking for money up front, and we have to pay our guys back. Fuck you. You would try this. I said it. I said it from the start. I said they sound like snake oil salesmen is what they are, right? They come to your town, have this miracle juice oil. It's going to make you the best thing ever. And you're like, oh, man, I feel strong. I feel better, right? And really, it's just mental games with you thinking, oh, look at it. It looks like Division. Oh, man, it plays like this MMO. And it looks like this game. And it's going to be great. Oh, zombies, think about like Last of Us. And no, nothing like that. Nothing like that. So much so. Right? That's goodbye. It's gone, right? This will probably be the last we ever talk about it. Okay? But I do find it strange, and you kind of brought this up in the beginning of the show before we went live, right? I was talking about Once Human with you, and I said, did you watch the thing today? And you said, yeah, it looks interesting, but I'm not interested in it. And I said, they have their shit together, right? But I looked at when they went live, and they went live on December 6th for the open beta test.
But they didn't advertise.
They didn't advertise at all. So are these guys playing? Is NetEase playing like 4D chess here? And they knew, just like everyone else knew, that the day before was going to bomb so hard that all of a sudden you just went from the day before right into Once Human. Like, this is amazing, right? It is a little weird.
My theory is that company knew exactly what they were doing because the failure of that game, after all the hype, had people so hyped up for that type of game,
right?
That as soon as they found out that the day before was a scam, they're looking for the next game that's like the day before, and lo and behold, all of a sudden, this game is out
of nowhere, and it has their shit together
with no advertisement. So I think it's probably one of those things you could say it's timing, but it's a little coincidental for me for a game to fit the bill of the day before, but not advertise at all, and just fill the gap.
It's got everything that game had, a little different, but everything that game had was supposed to have, and now this was out with no advertisement, right?
Yep.
It is a little weird.
I say it's a little coincidental. That's all I'm going to say.
So it's funny. 76 says it's a shame we'll never get to experience all those content-packed DLCs they had planned. All that DLC you had to wait 18 months for. What are you going to do with our time now, 76? We don't have 18 months to wait to see what they were going to bring to that game. It's just that game's gone, right? But this shows you with the Unreal Engine that anyone can make a game. anyone that has a couple bucks, get some assets, put something together, okay? And I did something, okay? My son was watching me do it, okay? I went into Unreal Engine 5 in the Fortnite editor, and I built a racetrack, right? It took me about an hour and a half, okay? Knowing absolutely nothing, okay? And I built a racetrack. I put a map down. I put all these buildings down.
Just think what you could do in 5 years, bro.
Right. Yeah, sure. They didn't have 5 years, but, right? I guarantee you once human didn't even have 5 years in what they put together, okay? But yeah, if you actually put some time into it and know what the hell you're doing, it'd be amazing to make different game modes to do inside of Fortnite and whatnot. So I'm worried because companies like this and people like this that take advantage of the system are the same people that do what happened to the Me Too movement, right? When someone actually had a Me Too moment, got overshadowed by someone that made up a Me Too moment, right? And now game companies like this come in, okay, and they make a game, and now everyone that makes it goes, oh, well, you just made it Unreal, and now we're going to watch out for you because you might be the next day before, right? They've tarnished, they've made a turd mark on this industry now because they're like, we can just pump out anything and people are suckers for it. It was the #1 wish list game on Steam for like 2 years, okay? So many people were fooled by it, okay? Now, obviously, you didn't spend any money at that time, but you were sold a bill of goods that what they were hyping up, and then it came out and it was absolutely nothing, right? So it's people like this that give bad names for people in the industry. Now, I'm glad people in the industry made fun of it. I thought it was funny last week when Christopher Judd made the joke about Call of Duty, right? I thought it was a perfect joke that he did. People were losing their minds saying that he shouldn't have done that to other developers and whatnot, right? Here we are just 4 days later. This company comes out and closes shop, and developers of other studios are making fun of these guys who were developers of a game, okay? And it was okay to make fun of them then, right? Everyone was doing that same post that they had in the same font and the same stuff, and they were just making fun of them. And I'm like, that's okay. But what Judd did was wrong. I was like, I don't understand, right? It's like this unspoken word of other developers making fun of other developers when it's okay on their terms. But if they're not okay with it, then it's bad, right?
What goes against the narrative that they have set. That's
Right.
what it is.
Yeah.
Right? Like, do I need to defend Call of Duty's short campaign and the fact that they pump out a game every year?
Right.
I mean, is that defensible? Like, we know what they do. They do the same thing every year. And then you're jumping out the window, right? On Flocka because you think that the next great zombie thing going to come out for Call of Duty and makes it all so amazing. I'm like, okay, congratulations. Another Call of Duty game. Good luck. Right?
Right, Dave.
Right?
Perfect. Good example.
Making fun of a short campaign when the campaign is short isn't making fun of it. It's stating fact.
Right, but that joke, think about the layers of this joke, right? He came out on stage because of last year, his long speech.
Yeah, I know the lead
Right?
up.
Yeah. And then as he's on stage, they start playing the outro music. He's a presenter, right? And he's like, right? I don't know if it was planned or if they just did it, but that was a play off of it as well. And then he said the joke. My speech was still longer than the Call of Duty campaign, right? And that's a pretty good fucking joke. But the lead up and the whole payoff of what it wouldn't have worked if like a comedian came out and made that joke because they didn't make a long speech last year. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just a really good joke. Went over a bunch of people's heads. And what Dave is saying, he says, it's weird that Judge's comment about making the Call of Duty blew up, and yet Jeff made fun of Sean Murray to his face on stage about No Man's Sky, okay, about the next game, and no one had any problems with it, right? That they saw that was a joke, but what Chris Judd did was just too much.
Well, the whole award show to me, like I enjoyed the pacing of what they were trying to do, but at the same time, it wasn't about the games.
No.
It was about the corporation.
But we knew that going in.
Yeah, but it's blatant now. They're not even trying to hide it. Let the people talk, man. Right? We're not, first of all, we're not the Academy Awards.
No.
Okay.
But they're trying to make it like that.
It's for gamers, right? Remember the nerds who you didn't give a shit about until you started making $3 trillion a year? Those people, right? You didn't care. You didn't care about us. But when games started making money, now all of a sudden you care. And then the corporations got their claws into it now. And now it's corporated. Like, let them talk, man. The guy spent 8 years of his life making a game. You're gonna give him 30 seconds to thank some people?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here,
Yeah.
man. Right? Let the people talk. Right? Have some fun with it. It's supposed to be for fun. We're not trying to get another contract deal for 16 more sponsors for
Right.
next year.
Right.
Right? Because we're trying to squeeze them in.
Well, the Game Awards broke a thing, Sarge.
Did they?
Yeah, they broke another record.
Yeah, what record was that?
118 million live streams, up 15%. See, this is exactly what the Video Game Awards show is. It's not about the winners. It's not about the stuff. Half the awards were given away on the pre-show, right?
Yep.
Or given on the pre-show. The nominations of the people.
The show still lasts 3 hours.
That's right.
You got rid of everything in a speed run,
right?
And it still lasts 3 hours. So you tell me.
We got all of these categories, and they're like, best esports, best coach, best thing, and the winner goes. All right, and let's go to this next 35-second trailer. Let's go to this next thing. Let's get the ad in here. Let's get this in. Oh, and the best winner for best actor is. Come on, wrap it up. Let's go. We got to get out of here. We got other commercials to put, right? And that is what it is. This right here says it all. 118 million live streamers, up 15% year to year. Okay? That's a business. This is not about a reward show. This is about how many eyeballs you can get. So next year, right? The price just went up.
Prices go up.
The price just went up. They went, oh, you want to show a trailer? Right? Well, this is what it's going to cost you because we have the most eyeballs, and we're projecting next year to go up another 15%, and we're going to have 140 million people watching because we're the best out there, right? So let's pad with more categories. We're listening. We hear what you're saying. We're going to add those other categories of remasters and remakes, and we're going to put the other ones in for whatever best, right? But this is what we're doing, right? Charge the price up. That's the business.
Sad, man.
Now,
sad.
This is why I don't give credibility to that. I'll read the headlines for the BAFTA and the DICE Awards. When they say Game of the Year, I'll be like, that's certifiable, right? You look at that and go, that's the Game of the Year, right? Whenever they come out with their awards and their things, whatever they put, that's the actual winners. Because when they give the reward in their little banquet hall and they don't televise it, and they say the speech, it's amongst their peers. It's a bunch of other people, okay? So much so, the guy who won Game of the Year for Baldur's Gate 3, they posted their winning speech that he didn't have time to say
online.
Yeah. Imagine that. Game of the Year, the biggest. Basically, that's why everyone's watching. Who got Game of the Year? You got 35 seconds. Go. I got 2,000 people in the credits. I can't. I don't have that much time.
It's just disrespectful, right? Like maybe some of you don't understand the amount of time people put in. Like a lot of the big games that came out in like the early 10s, right? A lot of the games that came out when I used to solve the game or finish the game, I used to read through the credits. And if you read through the credits, you always get to that part in the game where the developers give out shout outs to their families. And if you ever read through them, it's always the same story. Thanks for understanding.
Right. Missed my child's birth.
Right. Missed my child's birth.
Yeah.
Or,
yeah.
We didn't see him first walk. I didn't see you for 6 months. Like they're basically chained to a desk doing coding. Right. And you can't give people time to just say, thank you. Right. That's it. Just, hey, what's going on? Thanks, guys. Thanks for all that you did. Right. Is that so difficult? I mean, apparently it is.
This is why I stopped watching the Oscars. This is why I stopped watching a bunch of the stuff years ago, because the Oscars did the same thing. The Oscars used to be about the art. It used to be about the actors and the thing. And they would take their time and you'd have long speeches and it played out. And then people made it.
But it wasn't for us.
Yeah, it's not for us.
It wasn't supposed to be televised. Right. It's their people sitting in a room and they're blowing each other in the ass. Right? That's what it is. Everyone's getting inflated.
Who am I working with next year? Right.
Right, that's what it's supposed to be. But then they televised it, and you wanted to try to sell it for advertising purposes. And then over time, people are complaining that it's too long.
Right.
Well, number one, not for you.
Right.
Right. It was for them. Right. And so then you had to cut into the speeches of the people who did the award show on behalf of themselves because the televised portion of it was too boring for the general public.
Right.
Like, who are you trying to kowtow to?
Right.
Who is this for?
Yeah, it's and then you get more time, right? Guy who wins Game of the Year gets 35 seconds, but Simu Liu with his broken foot stands up there for 2.5, 3 minutes, telling a story of, oh, my leg is
about my foot.
Yeah, something
Huh?
happened to my leg. And the
Nobody-
doctor said it'll be fine. And
If we're giving Game of the Year 30 seconds to thank people, then I don't give a shit about your fucking foot.
that's what I said when we were watching it.
I
said
don't
we
give
were
a
watching
shit
it.
about your
I was like,
foot.
I don't give a shit about this guy's foot.
I don't care.
Right? And the best part is, like, look, all of us, majority of us, watch the Video Game Awards to see what other games are coming out next year. They know that. We know that. Okay? A small percentage of us actually are interested in what they say and listen to it and go, oh, that's cool. That's a cool game. I'm glad they won, right? But we all collectively know that whole award show is literally just to promote other videos coming out next year or 2 years from now.
One of the guys who actually was part of the team died before the game was over.
Yes, in Baldur's Gate 3.
Before the game even finished, and they didn't even give time for him to say thank you to him.
No. Yeah. Biggest mistake was not showing GTA 6. I mean, they showed GTA 6 before, and I'm glad they actually did. Rockstar's like, we don't want to be a part of that. We'll just show it ahead of the show, right?
Yeah.
So, in other news, right? Hogwarts Legacy wasn't nominated in any category, right? No categories.
Are we supposed to start the whole little blue-green war that PlayStation didn't get any awards thing, or can I just let that go?
Well, you can let that go. We don't
just let
care.
it go?
Yeah, we don't care on this, right?
Okay.
Hogwarts Legacy didn't get any nominations whatsoever, right? It was the most searched game on Google this year, only ahead of Last of Us, which was because of the TV show that came out. Okay. I love how people are like, well, it didn't get nominated because no one was interested in it. But yet everyone was interested in it, right? It's the #1 selling game this year. It's potentially, there's a couple weeks left. Maybe it doesn't hold on, but it has potential to be the #1 game of the year for the first time in 15 years that didn't belong to Rockstar or Call of Duty. Okay. So Rockstar, when Red Dead and Grand Theft Auto came out, they had those #1 for that year. And then Call of Duty was every other year. For 13 years, Call of Duty. For 2 years, it was Rockstar. Okay. So for the last 15 years, it's been one of those two companies that's #1 at the end of the year. Right now, Hogwarts Legacy is leading that for sales, right? And everyone's like, well, it had more sales because it started up early in the year. I don't care when it started. This year is the most game sales. So no one had interest in it. Didn't get nominated for anything, but yet about to break a 15-year record against other games that are #1 at the, right? Now, obviously, Call of Duty doesn't get nominated every year because it's not that type of game, right? It's just a mobile shooter.
Copy
right?
pasta.
Right. But Red Dead Redemption and Grand Theft Auto 5, those are games of the years, right? Or should have been. I think, did Red Dead win? I think Red Dead won that year, right? So Hogwarts wins that, or could win that anyway. So we went through the day before. We went through, speaking of Grand Theft Auto, Sarge, been out for 10 years, right? Been out for 10 years. Rockstar's been out, and they did an update. Guys, if you like what we do here, make sure you hit that like button down below. Okay. No, God of War won that year? Okay, thank you. Okay. A decade later, GTA Online finally has animals running around. So I find this a little weird. Not only do you find animals running around, but you also now have the cars are drifting, okay, like they were in 5M, the online makers of the thing. They've implemented, it's like a shadow drop type of thing. So what's interesting about this, Sarge, is that why did you like Grand Theft Auto in the way back?
Originally, when I first played Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, originally.
Because I got to be a criminal.
Right.
And I got to get cars and bring them to the harbor for
Grand
chop shop.
Theft Auto.
Right. That's the whole point.
Right.
Steal
Grand
cars
Theft
and sell them.
Auto.
Steal cars and sell them, and then get enough money to either buy the car you wanted,
correct,
or steal the car you wanted.
Right.
That's the whole point of GTA.
Okay.
That was the whole point.
So 5M is the ones that made the police mods where you could be police officers and whatnot in the role playing. You can now purchase police vehicles in the update. Okay, that's out. In this update, okay, things in this update that are coming out now is that the update chance for players to buy and operate their very own illegal chop shop. Okay, GTA 4's Amir is now the town and looking for luxury cars. So the player works with them to steal pricey vehicles and then chop them up less expensive cars to help generate parts and extra money. Owning a new chop shop will also let players drive a tow truck, which opens up a new side hustle in which you can tow away vehicles and have them chop up for extra money. Okay. It goes on and says that's cool and all the way, and new way to make money in GTA Online is always nice, but the longtime players, myself, might be more excited about is that finally, a decade after it was released, the GTA Online's animals like deer and coyotes running around. So out in the wild now, just like in Red Dead, there's just wild animals running around. Yeah, it's 10 years.
Why?
10 years.
But why? What does it matter?
Why
are you spending time putting animals in Grand Theft? Nobody cares. Like, what are you doing?
I'm assuming they're testing a bunch of shit out
for Grand Theft Auto 6.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah. Right.
The
best way to test it out is to put it out in the public and see what it is.
Yeah, I know, but it doesn't. First of all, the part of the game that they actually put into the game after 10 years is hilarious to me. Like, the chop shop was like the number one thing in the game originally, and you didn't release it in Grand Theft Auto 5 until 10 years after the fact, which is just mind-boggling.
Right.
The game is called Grand Theft Auto.
But now the chop shop.
The game is called Grand Theft Auto.
Right. It's in the title. It's in the title, and you didn't do any of that. It went so far away from Grand Theft Auto. Now they put it in as an update for the online version, where there's a chop shop now coming to the game. I might have to check it out just to see how it is. Right. I haven't put the game in like 3 years. Right?
I think if I load GTA 5 right now, I think you'll probably be a 45-minute or hour update.
Oh, for sure. Right.
Because I haven't loaded it up forever.
Majority of the content is in this update was in the game files for single player DLC, but got released for online, obviously. Interesting. Well, I just find it interesting that they're bringing back a chop shop. They're bringing back where you're a tow truck guy and you can go get the cars and bring them back. I just find it funny because it's been over 10 years. It's been 10 years that this game's been out, but it's been over 10 years for that list type of stuff, you know? So Grand Theft Auto, man, they do what they want. They're on their own timeline here. They're just like, yeah, you know what? This is like the Madden Cone of Vision, right? They're like, what about if we put stealing cars back in Grand Theft Auto? Like, that's genius. Genius, Kevin. That's amazing. You are getting a Bud Light tonight. Let's go. Like, it's amazing to me. Like, yeah, so let's bring it back, something that's been in the game for 15 years.
Like, I don't mind updates for Grand Theft Auto Online. I don't mind it, but why don't you? It's been 10 years. Why don't you just make a DLC? Why couldn't you guys just make a DLC? Right, but they make too much money not making the DLC.
Right.
Why? That once again we go back to the grassroots here. Why spend money to make a DLC for a game when we're making 10 times as much money just making updates for online? You don't. If I don't have to make a DLC, I won't. That's how it works, right? It's been working this way for quite a while.
Right. I gotta fix something real fast. Keep talking for a second.
So did they say, is that update out right now? Is the chop shot thing out right now, or is it
I'm not sure when it comes out. I'm gonna have to look it up real fast.
I think it said it was out. It was out.
All right, let me.
The last time I loaded up Grand Theft Auto, I'm trying to even remember what my character is. I think my original online character is a 6'2" blonde bitch.
Yes.
Who wears Ray-Ban glasses. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
I basically made the girl from Beverly Hills Cop 2. Right? I basically made her.
It doesn't say in this article exclusive. When does it release? Is it out now? It doesn't say if it's out now.
Rebsy says it is.
Is it out now? Okay. It doesn't say in the article it's out now. It doesn't say. So apparently it's out now. So there you go. It's out. GTA's poaching run illegal taxidermy shop. I don't know why they didn't put the taxidermy shop in Red Dead Redemption. There's a house up on top in Red Dead Redemption where it's an actual taxidermist, right? And outside they had little things. I was like, oh, maybe you get to do taxidermy and like shoot the thing and then bring. I don't know if they added something afterwards, but I thought for sure they were going to add a taxidermist inside of Red Dead Redemption. Maybe they did. I haven't played in a couple of years.
But the programmers from Rockstar did the same thing with Red Dead Redemption as they did with Grand Theft Auto. If you needed a fox, and on the map it told you where the foxes were, and you would go where the foxes were, you would never see a fox.
No, if you took the quest, you would never get it. If you had to shoot 3 deer, you would never get the deer. So you had to do it without doing it. You would go shoot the deer, bring the deer back, then take the quest, then turn in the stuff. That's what you would do.
That's what you had. And just like in Grand Theft Auto, like if you needed the cheetah,
the cars,
the cheetah, you would go to the location where you knew the cheetah was, but then the cheetah would never spawn. But when you didn't need the cheetah, you would see cheetahs everywhere.
Well, if you were in the cheetah or whatever car you were driving, you would see all the other cars drive, just like in real life.
Same car.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly how they did it.
Yeah. So you would always, and this is what I did. I don't know if anyone else did this because I'm a psychopath when it comes to this stuff like this, right? I mean, if you guys saw my inventory system in Lego Fortnite, I have 50 chests, and each chest is its own dedicated thing, right? So I would take a car. If I saw a car, I would take the car in Grand Theft Auto, drive it to a house, and put it in the garage, right? I'll be like, I'll save that for later just in case I need it, right? And then if I see another cool exotic car, I would grab it and take it to the house and put it in the garage. And then when they needed the car, I'm like, I got one. And then I would go out and get it and take it back because I was like, I'm never going to see this car. I'm never going to see this car again. Yeah, never going to see it again.
Remember, we used to try to stuff more than 2 cars in the garage.
Yeah.
Like we would just kind of stuff them in there.
You just wedge it. Go up on the side, 2 wheels, and get up on the side there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, now they give you a car garage for 100 cars. You got to pay extra to get it.
And then the trick was that if the car blew up, it was okay. The door closed, and it would open it back up, and the car would be healed.
Yep.
Right. A little trick.
To be wrecked completely. Just shut the door and open it back up, and it's fixed.
It's fixed. Yep.
All right. The next story is well, we just talked about the Game Awards show that's took place of it, but E3, right? After more than 2 decades of E3, each one bigger than the last, the time has come to say goodbye. Thanks for the memories. And there is Abe Vigoda.
Social media killed E3.
Yeah.
Right? Because all the information you can get, you don't have to go by going there. You can just get it online. There's no point of going to a show.
There's no point. And I was wrong about this. I said that E3 would never go away. I said this a couple years ago. I said, I don't think it'll ever go away. I think they would just revamp it in some way, right? It won't be as big, I said. It won't be as big as it was.
They did revamp it because Keighley took over.
Well, they revamped it in 2021, made it digital, right? And I said back then, a couple years ago, I said they should have changed. I said it this morning as well. I think E3 should have done something where they partnered with Xbox, they partnered with PlayStation, they partnered with Nintendo, and during that time frame, that weekend, Xbox and PlayStation and Nintendo could have done some like demos, right? Like you were, because if you went to these shows, you could play games that were there that no one else could see, right? And I think if someone paid, maybe something could have happened. I know they could have just do it on their own, but why are they playing ball with Keighley but not playing ball with E3, right? Like, what was the difference? What were they taking or not taking, right? It's so confusing now. Because to watch E3, or I'm sorry, Summer Game Fest, it's different times, different things, different shows. You got to go to different channels. You want to watch the Xbox Showcase, you got to go to the PlayStation. You got to do this. You got to go over to Nintendo. You got to go to the Indie Direct. You got to go. Before, it used to be G4, E3, and they're like, here it is all day. And they would show you the highlights and the clips. Now you have the raw footage, and you're seeing through all the boring shit, all the crap games, the good games, the bad games, right? They're just, and you're watching it hour after hour. And then if you want to watch the interviews, it's on a separate channel. It's so confusing. It's like watching a streaming service, right? Or it's like, where do I watch Naked Gun? Is it on HBO Max? Is it on Paramount? Is it on Peacock? Is it on Disney? Like, you don't know where to go. It's so difficult now. And then on top of that, you could just be like Rockstar. Like Tuesday evening, just drop a trailer. It was like, here you go. Here's a trailer we want to advertise.
But you do remember how expensive it was for companies to have a booth
at
E3, right?
Yeah.
Right? So if they can advertise all they want online now and never spend a dime on going to the booth, then why would they?
Right.
The answer is you don't.
But why? Then why do they do it for Summer Game Fest, though? That's my question. Why?
I don't think they're buying a booth.
No,
It's
they're
the
not buying a
same
booth.
thing.
But what I'm saying is, instead of going to Keighley, if I'm doing the exact same thing, right? If I'm E3, I can interview Xbox and Phil Spencer online from whatever. It's E3, sponsored by E3. But now it's not E3, it's Summer Game Fest. Jeff
Because
Keighley's
there's
Summer
too
Game Fest.
Because there's too many pans in the pot for E3 to get paid, and they can't make enough money, so they don't want to do it. The only way people are incentivized to actually do a show is if they know there's enough revenue in it for everybody.
Right.
Right. If I'm going to contribute, I want to get paid. Right. Keeley's doing this on his own,
Sure.
probably with 6 guys and a home computer. Right.
Well, I'm sure he's
And
bigger than
so
that now.
my point is, it's a smaller operation. Right. And so he can get away with it because there's not probably 1,500 people with their hand in the pocket.
Right.
Right. There's probably like maybe 20 or 30. And so we can feed those 20 or 30 people.
Yeah, but
we can't feed everybody else. Otherwise, why bother at all?
Well, see,
Why bother at all?
I used to work in this industry, convention industry. Okay. So not only what conventions do is about bringing everyone there, the income that they brought to the cities that they came in, right? Any convention, doesn't matter if it's Comic-Con, it doesn't matter if it's a board game festival, it doesn't matter if it's like Dungeons and Dragons, whatever, right? That is a huge influx of money to the cities that it's in. And that's gone. That's gone, right? So there's no people staying at the hotel, so it hurts the hotel industry. There's no people going to the restaurant, so it's hurting the restaurant industry. There's no people going to the airfare, so it's hurting the airplane industry, right? It's hurting all of these to go to these things, and now everyone just sits at home.
Online.
Right. It's just online. You just drop a trailer. It's not just about that E3 had their hand in the pocket. It made so much money for everybody around the industry, right? Here in Orlando, this is one of the big capitals of conventions. Convention Center's still busy, but it's not as busy as it used to be, right?
Right.
But the world revolves around this stuff. There's conventions you've never even heard of that spend hundreds of millions of dollars every year, and people coming from all over to be like, oh, it's the mouse convention, it's the protractor convention, right? And people are like, oh yeah, did you go to the protractor convention 2023? It was amazing. Did you see that new protractor, right? Like this is big business, and yet Keighley does it from the comfort of his own home now, and all of us are like, that's cool, because we don't care. We don't care about playing the games. We don't care about anything. We just want to see the pretty trailer going across the screen and going, oh man, I can't wait 4 years from now when it comes out.
Well, to be fair, I mean, the convention was in LA, and
They changed it, but it mostly was in LA.
We could just let that state fall into the ocean at this point. So just let them go.
Right.
LA with one less convention, and I don't think is no sweat off their balls at this point. I don't think they care.
Yeah. It's sad. It's sad that this is gone, and now we're,
Digital, man. Digital. How easy is it to you for you to hire some guys to do an online presentation of all the products you have?
super simple.
Right?
Doesn't mean it's better.
Not a question of being better.
No, I know,
Question
but it's more money in there. Look, Keighley's like, let's cut out E3. You're taking too much money. I'll tell you what, I'll do it, and then I'll put you guys all on the board. We'll all work together, and then we'll put all the money towards us. We'll get advertisers. We don't have to deal with them
Already
anymore.
did.
We'll just do it ourselves, and then we get the advertiser money. Right?
Yeah.
That's all they did. They just cut out the middleman. They cut out the middleman. Now there's one less middleman. There was 3 middlemen, and now there's 2. Right? This is the opening of any pirate movie. Right? They're all going for the treasure, and then one guy kills the other guy off, so there's more treasure for the 2 that last. Right? That's exactly what's happening right now.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens.
Yeah. How long is Keighley's Fest going to last until someone else comes in? How long until Xbox goes, you know what? Fuck it. We don't even need it. Sony's like, we don't need E3. Right? We don't need these things. We'll just do, that's it. Nintendo Direct does their Nintendo Direct once a month.
Well, they're probably doing some kind of like, he must be wheeling and dealing. Otherwise, PlayStation or whoever else would just do their own thing. What stops them from just doing their own thing? I think don't they all do their own thing anyway, and they do Keighley Fest?
What stops them is these numbers. This is why he shows the numbers. 118 million streamers, or whatever, people watched it. Right? 118 million. That's insane. Insane.
Well, that's worldwide, though.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. That's 118 million people watched his event. 2 years ago, it was like 10. Right? Here, let me look it up with the viewership each year.
Well, because there's no E3. So.
Video Game Award Show.
So that's like saying a third of our country watch the Game Award shows. If we were just using
Right.
the United States as the pool, like we got like 380 million people in the country, so it's basically a third of the country watch the Game Awards, which would be insane.
They had
That's like,
they had 103 million last year. They have 118 million this year.
yep.
Let's see. Video Game Award Show. What viewership for the?
It had to be a good, decent number because he was taking over from E3 after the COVID thing. It had to be. Maybe it was like 90.
I'm trying to find. Variety Magazine doesn't have more live stream viewers 2022. Let me see if they have. Yeah. Okay. Here's what it looks like, right? 2014, he had 1.9 million. Then the next year, he had 2.3 million. Then he had 3.8 million. Then he had 11.5 million. Then he had 26.6 million. Then he had 45.2 million. Then COVID, boom, 83 million. It jumped from 45.2 to 83 million. Then it went to 85 million. Then it went to 103 million. And now it's at 118 million, right?
It's a growing industry, the growth industry. He could sell more spots. That's how it works.
Crazy.
That's how it works.
That's the opening of the Dark Knight.
It is a little sad though, because I remember watching like D4 TV and the whole thing about
It'd be an all weekend event for me.
The whole weekend, dude. The whole weekend. Yep.
The whole weekend, right? I would sit there, Morgan Webb, Olivia Munn.
All the interviews with the developers.
Yep.
They talk about their game. They show all the footage. Like, it was a whole thing.
Commercials and all. I would sit through the commercials and all, right? I would let them play and then do my DVR and fast forward through TiVo, right?
Yep.
I miss that. I miss that. Well, we already voted them, but we're voting them again. Goodbye, E3. Goodbye today before.
Screensavers, yeah, that was a good one too.
Well, Screensavers was good, yeah. All right, we talked about Fortnite earlier. Fortnite's coming out with their own festival. Looks like the Fortnite festival looks like it will be getting its own actual guitar controller next year. Brush off, get that dust off your controllers, folks. The Rockstar phenomenon's coming back inside the meta of Fortnite. So, recently released at Fortnite Festival, looks like it's getting instrumental control support early next year, raising the prospect of full-blown rock band reveal. Okay. Rock On this January, a post reads alongside emojis and a tent and the moon, a clear reference to Fortnite, plus music, guitar, and controller. So this is the post that they have. It says, while Fortnite Festival does not support instrumental controls at launch, publisher Epic Games confirmed that IGN is priority is the team to add the future that's actively being worked on. IGN also had a chance to speak with Epic EVP Sax Pearson of Harmonix studio director Alex and about Fortnite Festival, and he had some exciting news to share for those who wish to reveal the days of Rock Band and Guitar Hero. Not at launch, but it'll be very much a priority for us and to support the instrument peripherals in the game. So what I think is funny, though, right? I think if you launched a Rock Band right now, standalone, it would bomb. It would bomb. But you put Rock Band inside of Fortnite, okay, and you have an influx of 250 million people that are already in the game world that can give that game a shot, right? 2 million people have been playing Lego Fortnite pretty consistent. It's over 1 million people, basically, every time I log on. It's always 1 million people playing Lego Fortnite for the last week, okay?
It's new.
Of course, but there's 250 million people that play Fortnite, okay? And they're just taking games that are already out there, a racing game, a rhythm game, a survival game, and they're like, here you go. Because people are getting tired of just playing Battle Royale. And Epic's like, why don't we just take other games and put them in our game? Because it's not about selling another game. Like, they could come out and sell a racing game, but they're like, why sell another racing game when we can just keep the people that we have inside of Fortnite all the time? They come to play Battle Royale, then they play no builds, and they play survival, then they play Save the World, and they play that, right? They're not going anywhere. They're staying in that world. Everyone thinks you're competing with the game when it launches, but really you're competing for people's time. And if you're already in the game, you're like, well, why do I have to leave? I'm just going to stay here and play a different thing. Oh, I'm tired of this Lego one. I'm going to go play the music festival.
Yep. It's basically like a games inside of a game, right? That's basically what it is. You inside the ecosystem,
right? And they just sell. Now, I would like to know what the artist makes for the music, because you could buy like the Lady Gaga song. It's like 500 V-Bucks, which is like $5. Right? So you're paying $5 for the Lady Gaga song. Did Epic pay Lady Gaga up front to get her song in? Or is it a handshake deal, and then they get 70% or and they get 30%? You know what I mean? Like, what is that? And then soon as artists start to smell, they're like, wait a minute, how much money did you make from Fortnite? They're like, I just signed a deal with Epic and I make 70% of selling one song at $5. Like, wait, you're selling a song for $5 in a video game? They're like, yeah. They're just going to come with a slew of people who are just going to come and make more money in just another way. Because the music industry is struggling right now. I know it doesn't seem like it is, but they're struggling as well. Right? So this is another avenue for musicians to make money.
Yeah.
So is Epic becoming a music producer studio now?
I'm a little lost now on the whole what's going on with the music industry, because there's no more promotions. It's all about touring. No one buys songs anymore. Like, I don't understand how the game actually works anymore. Do they get paid for the album anymore? Are people even buying albums? Like, I haven't bought an album in forever.
Look, all I know is right now my wife's on a Taylor Swift kick. Okay. Taylor Swift's on tour. She's making $1 billion this year. Okay. She's making more money than ever in the history of people touring. Okay. She dropped her concert in theaters a couple months ago, whatever.
Yep.
Okay.
She's genius.
And now she just launched it on the streaming service for the price, right? So then you can, so if you didn't see it in theaters and you didn't get to go live, you get to watch. And she did the extended version, and the stuff that she cut out of the movies, she now put into this live stream, right? She's making buku bucks, and she's super smart because she re-recorded all the songs that she had originally when she first came out.
No, she owns them all,
and
now
she owns them all now. Yes, she re-recorded them, and they're different, right? Yep. And she makes it so she's making bank, but not everyone can do what she's doing. You know what I mean?
No, not everybody has no agents like she does. Everybody's still fighting off their agents.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
Could have made a deal with the labels with Sony. Like Sony, yeah, sure. But I just want to know, because I saw like Weezer on there, I saw Lady Gaga, I saw One Republic. So I don't know much about like the industry of who they're signed with or whatnot. But I find it interesting that all of a sudden the likeness of artists like The Weeknd, right? He's in the game now, right? Eminem's in the game now. Like their likeness is in the video game, right? So they got paid a good amount of money from Epic from that as well.
Yep.
And then every time a skin sells, they make money off of that. So now Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are coming into the game. That's a buy for me. Okay. So now I get to run around as the 4 turtles inside to save the world. And I'm fine with it, right? Because it's something that's cool, right? But I had 3,900 V-Bucks. I've had them on my account for like 4 years because I used to play a lot. And that was all free V-Bucks just logging in. And I'm like, I never had a reason to buy anything. I'm like, I think I'm going to buy the Turtles. So Dave says, this is why Guns N' Roses does not put out albums. They just tour and make billions of dollars. There you go.
Right. That's the only place they make the money now is the tour. Right.
Is Taylor Swift the one mistake the release just a white noise? No. Taylor Swift is the one that's dating the football player. That's what everyone knows her for now.
What's the price of the turtle skin?
I'm not sure. I think it's probably normal price. I think the bundle for all 4 of them, I think is, at least in the leak, it was like 3,600 V-Bucks, which I think is like $35. $30, something like that. There's artists on here that are not on Sony, right? To get also the Turtles, how much are they? I don't know what the prices are. I think Lady Gaga and One Republic have the same label. Perhaps. What about Weezer? I don't know. I just think it's interesting. I think it's, from a gamer perspective, I'm fascinated by what Epic is doing and Tim Sweeney is doing with Epic, as far as what they're doing in the movie industry, what they're doing with the Unreal Engine, what they're doing with Epic, like what he's setting up because of what Fortnite brought in, the money that Fortnite brought in back in 2017 and 2018, okay, and what they can do now with their money is mind-boggling to me. And I'm fascinated by it. Okay, I'm fascinated by it. It's $30. There you go. $30. Yeah, I looked it up. Taylor Swift released 8 seconds of white noise. Tops the charts. Seriously? That artist, which I will never speak bad of because they will find you. The Swifties will find you. Okay? But she could say anything and everyone's like, "All right, you want me to eat Tide Pod? I will." Right? Like they'll do it because she is like a god to them. It's amazing. Right? It's amazing. It's like almost like people fascinated with, sleeping with the PlayStation box in their bed and their Xbox. They're so fascinated with because they think that Xbox loves them. That's what they think about Taylor Swift. She's the console for them. God of War.
I mean, Fortnite was going out of business. The whole game was it's the greatest comeback in gaming history. Greater than it's better. It's greater than No Man's Sky.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
It's greater than No Man's Sky. Right. What they were able to accomplish by pivoting
in 3 months,
re-releasing a game
in 3 months. What they did from not 7 years, 3 months.
3 months.
Yeah, they turned a game that they worked on for 8 years of Save the World Fortnite, and what they pivoted in 3 months. It went from a complete failure to a complete success, and they were like, "Well, we're just going to stick with this now."
Yep.
Taylor Swift is a very nice person. I didn't say anything about. I didn't say anything.
There's the Swiftie right there.
I didn't say anything about her.
Yeah, there's
a bad person or not.
Jamie fires the Swiftie.
Yeah, I didn't say anything negative towards Taylor Swift. God of War.
Okay.
God of War Ragnarok players pleased to find that Valhalla DLC is basically a free small campaign, and I feel like I'm playing this for free. Look, I was excited for this. I don't even own a PlayStation 5 to play God of War. When I saw it, I went, "Wow, this is good." I was like, "This is a free DLC. This is a roguelike. It's got its own storyline inside here, Sarge. It's about 4-hour campaign, right? It seems pretty cool, and I think this is the future. And when I say that, I think this is what most single-player games are going to do from now on. I think they're going to come out with a campaign for $70, and they want it to be like a live service game, but they don't want to be like a live service game. They're not trying to get money out of you. They're trying to keep you in the ecosystem. They're trying to keep you from leaving this game. So when you're done with the campaign, then you can play another 4 to 5 hours with this. And I think more game companies, Ghost of Tsushima did this with the multiplayer. Last of Us is doing the faction type thing. They're doing this with God of War with the roguelike. I think this is the way that they're all going to look at single player games now. There's another game I was thinking of that was supposed to come out that had an update. I can't think of it, but I think this is smart. I think this is a smart move. If it's coming in, Hogwarts Legacy is supposed to come out with like a new game plus type of thing for it. Like, this is smart. Okay, the quality is there. You know that you're going to get a good quality from Santa Monica Studios. If you like God of War, now you have more God of War waiting for the DLC to come out, like the paid DLC, right? So I think this is a smart move. Again, I don't have a PlayStation 5. I didn't play it, but I watched other people play it. I was like, oh, this is impressive. This is really cool. Has its own little system, has its own, like I said, own little story mode that happens as you're playing through. So nothing too impressive, just more God of War, which is a good game. Good game. That's all for that.
I think they're pivoting to try to figure out how to keep people inside the games now.
Yeah, they just want your time. They just want to how do you stop them from leaving to go somewhere else, right?
Yep. Because they're figuring out how much time they have to be in your game before they make a purchase. Basically, is what's happening.
Magic says the last U.S. faction officially canceled. By the way, oh, is it? Just came out. So there you go. So factions is done. Abe Vigoda time. Last of Us factions. This just in. It's been Vigoda. Not coming out.
It's a busy day for Abe.
Abe, on it. He's taking a lot of people today. Taking a lot of people out today. Abe, on it. Let's see. Embracer Group. Even more Embracer Studios hit with layoffs. So even more Embracer Group studios are hit with layoffs as the gaming giant continues to aggressively cost-cutting efforts, which start back in spring. Now, I said they're selling off. They're doing this, and they're selling off. They're cutting the fat.
Well, because they have to make the last quarter look good for the investors.
Yep.
Right. And if you're not selling product, then you have to fire people. I'm not sure if anyone understands Business 101, but if you don't make anything, then you have to fire people. That's the only way you make money. So if you have that many studios and everybody's working, but no one's releasing anything, right? We always think we always think the opposite. We think that if you have enough studios, you're always releasing something, but that's not true because you're bleeding. When you have that many studios, you're bleeding money the whole time. So you have to manage all the bleed while you're waiting for them to release games.
Right.
And if the games are all coming out in 5 years or 8 year spurts and you're not getting anything out, that's it.
The 3D Realms and Slipgate Ironworks, two Danish developers owned by Embracer Group subsidiary, have been hit with layoffs. The workforce also cutbacks are just the latest in a long string of cost-cutting efforts at Embracer, which were most recently resulted in Time Splinter's developer Radical Design shutting down. Founded in the 1980s as Apogee Software Production, 3D Realms Entertainment is best known for creator of Duke Nukem franchise, while it was also originally a Texan company acquired by Denmark-based Slipgate Ironworks, then called Interceptor Entertainment, and relaunched under its current name in 2014 following a period of financial difficulties stemming from the inability to completely Duke Nukem Forever. Now, 3D Realm is the best. Slipgate Ironworks were acquired by Embracer subsidiary Saber Interactive in summer of 2021, and together with 5 other developers. So 2.5 years later, the companies are now being hit with major layoffs, and according to the 3D Realms founder, Scott Miller, who was also recently taken to Twitter and to reveal that many of them of his former studio will be out of the job due to the latest wave of cutbacks and Embracer. So this is yet another couple studios, Sarge, that are getting hit by Embracer. So Embracer's hitting home runs left and right, right? Left and right. Coming out with shitty games, unfinished games, lost investors, major layoffs. I think this is the 4th. I think they closed 3 studios down, and now, or 4 studios down, and now there's more layoffs coming. So, right before Christmas, always a good time. Always a good time.
Always a good time to start firing people right before Christmas.
Like I said, I think Embracer Group is going to trim the fat, and then they're going to get sold off. I know a lot of people are rooting, which is funny to me because a lot of people that didn't want Microsoft to buy anything are now looking for Microsoft to help any of these studios out. They're like, dude, I don't want this studio to close. You gotta buy Microsoft. You gotta buy them. They don't want Microsoft to buy everybody, but they want them to buy their favorite studio because they don't want their studio to go under, right?
Well, if they make it depends on what Embracer's, what are they trying to do? Are they trying to make themselves look more liquid so they appear better on a spreadsheet, and so then they're more easier to sell because they're showing profit? You know what I mean? Or is it them just trying to make sure they get all their Christmas bonuses for their higher ups by firing everybody and anybody who's not doing anything?
Could be both. Could be that they want to get the thing and look good at the same time.
Yeah, dude, Nukem was such a good game, so good. From back in the day. Remember the big talk was the urinals. Remember the urinals in Duke Nukem?
I don't.
You don't remember the remember the urinals? You actually use the urinal and flush it. That was like a big deal back then.
Let me see what else we have here.
It was a big deal.
Okay. Sarge, I have this clip that you sent me. Okay.
Oh yeah, this is good stuff.
I don't know what this is. Okay.
If anyone knows what this is, this would be a good time.
So
okay, chat, this is for you, chat.
This is a WTF. This is a WTF moment. Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to show you a clip, chat, and I can play the audio. It's just I don't know what they're saying because it's not in English. But I'm going to show you this, and I would like anybody from chat, if you're watching this after the fact, maybe you're seeing this, right? Before I show you this, though, make sure you hit that like button down below. We do this Monday through Thursday. Or I'm sorry, we do this Thursday nights. Sorry, you have an earthquake over there? What's happening? Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. We go over a few of the top stories from the past week, and we rant along the way. This right here, I don't know what the hell is happening. All right, I'm gonna show this to you guys.
This is awesome.
Okay, see if you can understand what this is, and if anyone can explain to me what this actually is, because right now it looks like a bunch of people in an arena. Okay, I don't know what's gonna happen here, but let's watch out. Let's find out together. Okay, so it's blue versus red. Blue versus red here. There's a ball. Okay, there's a lot of guys on the field. There's got to be like 35 guys on each side. Okay, it looks like a. There's the ball. Okay, here we go. You played this? You played this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Here it comes. All right. The ref is like, all right, hold on. Back off. Back off for a second. Move out of the way. We're trying to get the ball started here. I don't know what chaos is already happening. We don't even know what's happening in the game right now. Like, back up. Everyone get on your side. Split down the middle. Okay, everyone back up, back up, back up, back up. Come on. Offsides. Offsides. All right, we're ready. And he throws the ball in the air. Everyone jumps up, and they hit it back. Now, Red's got the ball. Passes it back. One blue guy comes. He's tackled on the ground. He's got the guy in a headlock. And now a fight breaks out. Right in the middle. Fist fight. Swinging out. No one's trying to stop it. Now everyone else starts to fight. Everyone starts to fight here. I don't know what's happening here. If anyone can explain to me what the sport actually is.
I'm trying to figure out why there's a ball. I'm trying to figure
that
out
guy's in a headlock and like MMA fighting down on the ground. This guy's down on the ground. There's the ball's in play. This guy's ready to go. Oh, kick. He's like, come on, buddy. He's like, oh, look, I got this. I got this. So back up, back up. Come on, I'm right here. I'm right here. All right, I got the ball. Red team still got the ball. They're passing it back and forth. I don't know what they're doing with it. Still a fight breaking out. No, there's a scoreboard at the top, by the way. There's a scoreboard at the top. I don't know what you're getting scored if you have to score a goal.
I guess maybe for deaths. Is it how many people died during the game?
Maybe, look, there's guys. They're hugging it out. They're on top of each other. Are they out? Are they not allowed to get up? Well, these guys are really going at it. I don't know what this is. Oh, with the ball. But where's the goal? Is it the little slit in the back? Like, what is it? Maybe it's the guy who holds the ball, Sarge.
What's that hole in the wall?
Like I don't know what the hole in the wall is, and I don't know why the red guy at the bottom, no one's helping him up. Blue guy, I don't know if he's raping him. I don't know what he's doing. A lot of blue guys on top of red. That's all I know.
Like, are they going to release like a bull into the arena soon?
This guy's just. Did you see what he just did? He poured water. Hold on a second, guys. Did you see that? He didn't. He was helping his fellow guy out here. Hold on. Look at this. Watch this. He's got water. He poured water on him. He's such a nice guy. He just punched him in the face 5 seconds ago, and then grabbed a bottle of water and just kind of poured it on his face. Like, here, cool off, buddy. Nice, right there. See, right in his ear. Like, thanks, bud, and pushes him off. I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
I still want to know what the ball's for.
How do you score in this? What's the scoring process in this?
There's a full-off brawl in like the backfield. There's like, it looks like Street Fighter for real.
What is he doing? He's wrestling him. Uh-oh. What's happening there?
Well, it's still 0-0, so nothing's happening yet.
2 minutes and 37 seconds into the match. No. I think I gotta fast forward. I gotta fast forward a bit. Okay, it's still 12 minutes in. I think once you're on the ground, you can't get back up. I think you're done. Oh, wait, Sarge. Hold on. There was a score somewhere right around here. Let's watch it.
Yeah, let's see what the score is about.
Okay, it went into the stands.
I want to see what the
16 minutes
replay
in.
is for the score.
Pile up in the corner. Guy tosses it into the goal. That's it. It's a score for red. Score for red, but they didn't count it. Oh, half a point. Half a point, Sarge. You get 1/2 point for throwing it into the crowd.
A half a point.
It's a half a point. Half a point to 0.
A half a point.
Half a point to 0. Red ball. Red still has the ball. Let's fast forward a little bit more. Let's see if we can get another score here. Oh, let's see if we can see the score here. 22 minutes in, guy gets tackled. Guy's running like a football. He throws it and he hits it, and it's a goal. He just threw it against the fence. I don't understand. I'm completely lost here. That's another half a point.
Half a point?
Half a point. It's 1 point. Crowd goes wild. Hey, EA, I don't know what you guys are doing right now, but you guys need to capitalize on this. Right? Madden, FIFA, and whatever the fuck this is. you need to get on this. This would be an amazing game. No, Reese, you didn't miss anything. This is the literally WTF moment. That's what I said before we started this video. This is a WTF moment. It's now 1-0. Why did they pick half a point? And what's with all the fighting?
Because the struggle's real.
1-0. Let's see if we can go.
The struggle's real.
Uh-oh. I have a question. Red running all the way in. They try to trip him. And then he just tosses it in. And that's a point. 2 points.
I want to say he just picks a wall. He could have did that from anywhere. I don't understand what he's doing.
Literally throw it. If you can't hit the wall, I don't understand what's happening. You get a half a point from hit above the net. Well, he just hit the ball. He hit the butt right now, and
is that a vagina on the wall? What is that?
Yeah, it's like a vagina. You have to go in the vagina, maybe get 10 points.
What's that little hole in the wall there?
Yeah, he tried to trip him. He goes in, he misses him, and then why didn't he just touch the wall? Why does he have to? So it's a half a point above and 1 point below. Is that what it is? Oh,
but he didn't try to tackle him. All he tried to do was kick him.
Impressive. Oh, let's see.
Look, he tried to trip him. He tried to He didn't try to tackle him.
All right, here we go. Here goes. He's holding his leg. Oh, Blue's got it. He's running in. Guy, it looks like a battleground on the ground. I don't know what's happening here. No one's there to stop him. Ooh, stiff arm. And that's a goal. 1 point. I'm getting it now, Sarge. So you see where the fence bends? You see where there's an arch? Is that
a point or half a point?
That's a point. So anything below the netting, above the red, but below the arch is 1 point. And if you get it above the arch, it's a half a point.
Okay. But you can't stop them.
No, you have to kill half the team before you. Hold on, here's another point. Let's see. Guy's punching him in the face. He's sitting on him. You can't move. This is very homoerotic. Look at this guy, this brute. He's got the ball.
Okay, so now yellow shirts come out. What are the yellow shirts doing?
I have no idea. I don't know what's happening here.
What's the yellow shirts doing?
Oh, it paused. We didn't see what happened. Guy scored. Now there's a brawl. I don't understand what's happening. Now they're still fighting. He scored. The court gesture's out there now. I don't know what's happening here. Let's see what the final score, Sarge. The final score looks like it's 4.5, 6.5, 6.5 to 2. This is a brutal beatdown. I don't understand what the fuck this is.
It's incredible.
All I know is EA Sports, get on it. Right? It's in the game. It's in the game.
EA Sports.
EA Sports. It's in the game. They just beat the shit out of each other. I don't understand why you have to get on top of a guy.
Like what's the defensive play, man?
Why is there 45 guys on each side? Okay, why is there 45 guys on each side? Look how this game starts off.
Half the team just beating the crap out of each other.
Look at this. Why is there 45 guys in the field? I thought this was some sort of bull event where a bull's gonna come out and run over people, right?
That's what it looked like.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
That's what it looked like.
But then people just get on top of each other. I don't know what the hell this is.
It's incredible.
It is what it is. There is a curly 54 on the field.
That's incredible.
Is it 54?
I find the best. I find the best stuff, man. I find the best stuff.
I mean, there's a lot of people. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 19, 20, 21, 29, 30, 31, 32. Yeah, there's like 40 guys on each side. Amazing. and why is the camera guy, the one camera guy, why isn't he in the dead center? Why is he off kiltered, like right here?
I think I'm gonna look up the game and see what the rules are. I think I'm gonna find out.
Seems like a game they made up when the drunk guys that they caught on. I mean, I don't know.
If you think we've got too much testosterone in America, this puts our thing to shame, dude.
Like, I don't understand.
Imagine if the entire football, if you watch a football game, and the entire team was on the field, everybody, off the bench, everybody's on the field, right? And then as soon as the guy threw the ball everyone just started punching the crap out of each other.
I think we have something here. I think you could just take football, and you have to throw the ball through the uprights, but you can't do it until you get through and knock down at least 12 guys on each side, and you get on top of them, and you got to beat them senseless before you can score. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe you can't score until a certain amount of people are on the ground.
Yeah, maybe.
I think that's what it is. Imagine. B says, imagine the halftime show. It's called Battle Sword. Is that what it's called? Oh, man.
I'll take your word for it, Krebsy.
You think that's a new sport? The sports is the people wear basically bed suits and hit each other with swords. Oh, is that an actual thing? Am I supposed to look this up right now, Krebsy? Is it called Battle Swords? Am I looking this up? Battle Swords looks like LARPing. Is that what that is? Oh, no. It's called... Okay, gotcha. Looks like LARPing.
Prison ball. Yes. that I can believe.
Yeah. It does look like they're out of prison. I'm just confused why they're all laying on top of each other. I don't understand that part. Oh, you know what we forgot to talk about, Sarge?
We got time. We didn't talk about anything.
Yeah, we forgot to talk. Well, so far we forgot to talk about Twitch.
No, we talked about Twitch.
No, we didn't.
Didn't we? I thought we did. We did talk about Twitch.
No, we didn't. We said we were going to talk about Twitch. We didn't talk about. Chat. We didn't talk about Twitch, did we?
I thought we did talk about Twitch.
Oh, maybe you did. Did we?
I think we did.
Oh yeah, we did. We did. We talked about Amarath and stuff like that. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we talked about Twitch.
We did.
How they decided to go off the rails and just go totally porn. Yeah.
I can't remember. Amazing. Been a good show. Been a good show. Go on, Stubby.
Shader base.
That's right. We did. Yeah, we talked about it. I don't know how this. You know what? Yeah, you know what? Not nice, but it is. I don't know how this is the girl that's breaking the internet with her. Her look is not. She's not the hottest girl you've ever seen. She's not even hot if I was completely trashed.
I'm not even sure if I want to complete that sentence you just said.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know. I'm a little confused. And not confused because I'm like, really? There's like a million other girls that could have just blown up the internet. And that's the one.
I don't know if that's the one.
That's the one that's doing it right now. Careful 30. I mean, do I need to say what I'm saying with my shirt off? I mean, I don't know what you're asking me right now.
The world is broken.
Definitely
the world is broken. The world is broken. Twitch is like, you know what? We need to make more money. How are we gonna do that? Just let them do stuff naked. It's over. But we're gonna make as much money as we can and run. We're gonna go to Mexico. That's it. That's basically what's gonna go on. I mean, seriously, Twitch is gonna like a full circle of ups and downs, and now they're like, we're just losing too much revenue. The only way. This is what they said.
Right. The only way we can do it.
The only way it's coming back.
We got to show tits.
We go full nude. It's the only way.
Yeah, we got to show. We got to show tits. One guy in the meeting was like, porn! And we're like, no, calm down, Kevin. Calm down. It's not porn. There's other steps before we get to porn. Oh, sorry. I meant boobs.
Yeah. Yep.
There's a free option, one click away, nerds instead to ruin a game site. Yeah. I mean, technically, Twitch became a game site from Justin TV. Justin TV wasn't a gaming site. Justin TV was an everything site, right? That gaming happened to pick up, and then Twitch came out, and then that's what it rolled on. But then they saw that they were missing something, and they went, you know what? How do we make more money? They're like, well, why don't we get a little bit more risque, right?
I think that's what they're looking forward to there, Dave. Wouldn't that be more plausible? All the OnlyFans girls just come over to Twitch now? Yeah.
I mean, I would do both if I was them, right? Why only limit yourself to one? Yeah. I mean, I saw the writing on the wall years ago. That's why I stopped going to Twitch.
It's in the thumbnail. Well, what would you like to talk about, Krebsy? We can talk about a bunch of stuff.
Rose,
we don't know anything about the game other than all the stuff that they talked about the trailer.
Well,
like,
yeah, we could talk about the trailer because we didn't really talk about it last week.
They showed so much stimulus in that trailer, you don't even know where to begin, right?
Yeah.
I personally think the game's too big. I'll be honest with you. I think you're gonna. I thought San Andreas back in the day. I thought that game was too big, right? But now you're gonna have a game that blows that one away. Like, this game is huge.
Yeah, they already showed nudity. That's what I'm saying. For Grand Theft Auto, I think the map that they showed, or the leaked map that they showed, it's supposed to be like 3 times the size of what San Andreas was. Okay, like in
Of the original?
No, of the last one. Like 1.5 times or 2 times the size of Grand Theft Auto 5. Okay, I think it's gonna be insane. I do. I think what Epic is doing with the multiverse now, with the different game modes and stuff, Grand Theft Auto is going to do the same thing, and I think they're gonna capitalize. Online's not coming out right away.
Nope.
It's they're gonna give it like a month or two because they want people to buy the game, play through the campaign, and then they'll open up online, right? And then online will lock down because there'll be so many people trying to get on, you won't be able to get in at all, right? The exact same thing that happened in Grand Theft Auto 4 will happen in Grand Theft Auto 5, which is going to happen in Grand Theft Auto 6, right? They're going to have major problems trying to get people in. You won't even be able to get into the game for the first like week and a half, 2 weeks. Okay, the influx is going to be outrageous. Okay.
Well, then, the first time GTA 5 crashed the internet when we tried to get on.
So did 4. 4 had the multiplayer mode that you couldn't get in, and then 5 had the online mode that you couldn't get in for 2.5 weeks.
Yep.
You're like, hey, let's try to get on. You're like, right, we literally sit in a queue, and you couldn't get in, and then when you got in, you would get kicked out.
Yep. I waited an hour.
Yeah, an hour and a half, and then you got kicked out.
For like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then crashed.
Yeah, it's gonna be insane. That Florida Joker guy is a clown for saying he's going to be on GTA 6 and the parodying his look, not knowing that parody is protected. Yeah, well, he's not the smartest, sharpest tool in the shed, right? Did you see that, Sarge? The kid that was the Joker kid from Florida. He had all the tattoos on his face. They had him in the trailer. They had a parody of him.
They had a guy like him.
Right, a parody of him on the trailer.
Okay. Well,
he's like, oh, you're gonna pay me, Rockstar, right? Like he's gonna sue them, and he wanted them to pay him money, like millions of dollars.
Like, it's not gonna work that way.
Yeah, no, it doesn't work that way.
Rockstar has pretty much got the lawyers on lock. If you think you're gonna get money out of Rockstar, good luck.
Yeah,
I think the only team of people that has a better lineup of lawyers is Disney. Like, Rockstar is like number 2. Disney's like number 1. Disney's gonna have their hands full, though.
Yeah, Dolphin. No, it wasn't the Series X for 250, was it? I thought it was a Series S for 150, which is insane, by the way. Florida Joker dude wants $3 million for being in the trailer. He also stole his look from Leto's Joker. I mean, hey, whatever.
Get Optimus Prime shoulder.
I think Smoothie is talking.
Who?
He's
Who
talking.
is he talking about?
He's
talking
talk-
about the.
He's talking about. He's talking about the Twitch streamer.
Oh,
he's talking about the
okay.
Twitch streamer. I'm assuming.
Yeah. So what's your name? My name's Monica. I play football. What?
Oh my god. That's great. My name is Kim. Hi, Kim. How are you? Fine, thanks.
Oh man. It's gonna be an interesting year. That's gonna be for certain. It's gonna be an interesting.
Do you want to? Oh, here. I watched this earlier. This dude's voice is trippy. Okay. This is another random WTF. All right, hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, I watched this dude earlier. This is on his.
Team and 27.
Oh man.
Where is this guy? He is. Where is it? Here it is. I want you to.
My name is Tim.
I want you to listen to this dude's voice. Okay. I want you to listen to this dude's voice.
Okay.
This is not fake. This is his actual voice. Okay.
Chandler, I'm from Kansas. I'm 23, and this is Financial Audit. Thanks for coming down from Kansas.
They make fun of his voice. They slow his voice
I
down.
am a maintenance technician.
This
for an
is his
equipment
actual
company.
voice.
Cool. What are you making? I'm making about $3,500 a month gross.
3,500 a month gross. Okay. Now in Kansas, not necessarily known for being one of the more expensive cities, unless it's like, in like Kansas City, it's a little more expensive. How do you feel $3,500 a month?
I mean, it's okay. I'm definitely living a little bit paycheck to paycheck right now. I've not had savings since I was like 19 years old.
Why?
So
I mean, why?
Poor spending habits. To
I
be
mean,
honest.
he sounds like Ernie from Bert and Ernie.
I mean, I'm not making like it's his actual voice. His actual voice. He actually says it in the here. I'll let it play a little bit longer. I'll let it
with you. Rent out there is pretty expensive.
I'll let you listen to it a little
for,
longer.
Like the income level of the area, I was spending about I think $900 a month on my 1 bed 1 bath at like 650 square feet there.
Yeah, certainly cheaper than you'd get here, but I definitely get it. I mean, you're under 30% of your gross when it comes to your rent, so
absolutely.
We're okay there. We're at about.
I do have a little bit of a.
And no, we're not using a voice filter. You actually do have like the deepest voice ever created in history.
I do have a little bit of a deep voice. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I heard that you used to have a YouTube channel, but you quit because
that's his actual voice. Okay, my brain. Now I thought it was a little fucked up in the beginning.
That man did too many whippets in college.
You think so?
That's why his voice is like that.
Smoothie says he definitely scares small children. Oh man! Oh god, that got me. That got me, Smoothie.
He has done way too many whippets.
Like I was like in the beginning, the very beginning, they slowed the voice down of the actual podcast guy, right? And I was like, that's fucked up because I thought something was wrong with my headset. I was like, why is it in slow motion? And I looked and I went, no, it's normal. And then they put him the regular voice. And I'm like, are they still doing it to him? No, that's his voice. And then I went to go check out his YouTube channel, and that's his voice. That's what he sounds like. I was like, holy Christ, man! Like what is happening right now? Right? Very unique voice. The dude needs to do some voiceover work for sure. Right?
For sure.
One of the comments in the video, this made me laugh so much. It says, let me see. He needs a job making threatening phone calls. He'd be the best. he just calls people up and threatens them. I know what you've done. I'm coming for you. Like, holy shit, man, what the hell? I love the internet for stuff like that, man. Good stuff.
He's because he's on the internet. He's definitely getting a job for voiceover work. He's definitely getting a call for voiceover work.
Who said that up above? Wait, that's also what her voice sounded like. Oh man, crazy. Sorry, chat. I'm a little. I want to try to take a show in a little bit more of a. We're still talking gaming and stuff, but just more random stuff like this. I think me and Sarge. Oh my god.
We find good stuff, man.
Val Kilmer movie reference. God, is that you? And stop playing with yourself.
That is the voice.
In that voice.
That is
yes,
the voice.
yes.
That is the voice. It's from not Weird Science. It's from Real Genius.
Yeah, Real Genius. Yeah.
Real Genius.
Gravity says, "Where's Rachel? Where's Rachel? Show me. Tell me where she is."
That can't be real, dude. That's his real voice.
That's his real voice. Can you imagine?
He's getting a job in voice acting for sure.
Yeah, but what do you do with that voice? Like, you're just out somewhere.
You get paid.
And someone's like, "Excuse me, sir," and you're like, he's like, sounds like Bane, and you're like, "What's wrong with you?" It is a voice changer, but it's not.
He has done too many whippets.
Do you think that's what it is? Do you think he was like a smoker or something? Like, what happened?
Not a smoker. Too many whippets.
I thought that was good.
He probably has the record in his school for the greatest number of whippets done in a single sitting. Probably guaranteed.
Get this, his channel, right? His channel, he had almost 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, and he just quit.
Yeah, because the comments section, they're all asking him the same question. It's about his voice. And after you read 10 million comments about your voice, you said, "I'm out of here."
Snorting. That's probably true. He's probably like, "Oh, fuck this shit, dude. Every video I make is about my voice."
Like, how you had 100,000 people listening to it, and you said no? Come on, man.
Oh man.
He's got people listening to him.
How I got to that video? My brain, Stubby, I'm all over the place. You have no idea what's in my head all the time, right? I have 15 conversations with myself in my head and juggling stuff. And then Sarge threw a curveball with that video of, I don't know what the fuck we watched, with the sport that half a point.
Prison ball. I'm calling it prison ball until I figure out what the real name is.
Maybe he got punched in the throat. Perhaps. I mean, he is in the wrong business. He should definitely do personal voice messages to people. Like, you tell someone that you don't want to pay, like you want to break up with them, right? You pay him like $5 or something, you know what I mean? $10 to tell your girlfriend off or something. I don't want to see you anymore. I told you to leave me alone. God, who is that? That's not a voice changer. That's just my voice. That's my redneck voice.
Press the like button if you like what we do here.
I'm gonna push it right now. I'm gonna push the like button.
I'm
pushing it.
Yeah,
that gives us 4.
Oh, my screen is only 1, just mine.
Oh.
I got to do a refresh.
Yeah, exactly, Cozy. I'm calling for regards of your car extended warranty. Like, Jesus Christ, okay, I'll pay it. I'm just asking. What's happening?
Incredible.
All right.
Guaranteed less than 6 months he gets a job in voice acting.
I think he should. Honestly, a villain, some sort. Mm-hmm. Animated character. Definitely an animated character.
Oh, for sure.
He made content with Arc. I think that's what he used to do. Here, actually, you know what? This is no, I'll give him maybe going in my history. Apparently. Here, I'm gonna click on his. This is the type of videos he
people
made.
thought your
Hold on, so you guys can see. We're talking about him, right? So why not? Let's give him a. Still got a YouTube channel. He's called the Creator Green.
Today we won't be doing a normal rest wipe. Today we'll be doing something pretty unusual. We won't be farming, we won't be looting boxes or crates. Instead, we'll be taking this big of rock and trading with other players for armors, guns, and even a base. I hope you will join and let the challenge.
I mean, he's got a faceless channel, so no one knew what he looked like. And they could have thought he was a voiceless. Right? That's his actual voice. You know, some people have sorry, bud.
He's the poster child for don't do whippets.
At 98,000. If I was him, you gotta go for 100,000. You're like right there. 98,000. If everybody right now in our channel subscribed to him, he would be 400 short. If everybody from this channel stood over there, we'd be 400 short. I have no pull. I can't help anybody out to hit the All right, if you guys have any questions for us, just put it in chat. Just put it in channel. We'll keep it open for a little bit. There's no extra different. Just throw it in chat. Put Q at me or at Sarge, and then I'll see it in the channel. I can usually talk with a really deep voice. I mean, if he was faking for that long, that's unheard of. Like if you're doing that for that long, you would destroy your voice. Maybe he did it too long. They're like, hey, do the voice, do the voice. He's like, okay, I'll do the voice, and then he got stuck that way. Sarge, what are you looking forward to? We got a couple of shows left next week, and we might get 2 shows in. We might get 2 shows in, right? What are you looking forward to in 2024? What voice changer am I using? I'm not using any voice changer.
I can't answer the question because I never know what games are actually coming out. But I can't believe a release date.
There's no game that you know of that's coming out next year that you're excited for?
That I know is coming out? I'd like to see an RTS game that actually comes out next year. There's more than a few coming out.
How long did Gilbert Gottfried fake his voice? Gilbert Gottfried didn't fake his voice. He just exaggerated his voice. He always sounded like you were shaking him. He just said it really loud.
He just over exaggerated.
Yeah, he just over exaggerated his voice. It wasn't a fake. Mud Runners 2. No, the Expedition one. I saw the Expedition trailer. I'm excited for that. I know it's ridiculous, but I'm excited for that. Comes out, I think, March next year. Outlaws extended trailer looks great. Outlaws extended trailer.
If it comes out.
Did they come out with a new one? You talk about Star Wars Outlaws? I'm excited for Star Wars Outlaws. I'm excited for the Transformers games supposedly come out next year as well. Right? So there's 2 games I'm excited for. Eclipse says Stormgate looks dope. Smoothie says, how do you guys feel about macking COD free for the weekend? If that's even a normal thing for them to do. What do you mean? Oh, making. I was like, what's macking? I was like, is this
Numbers are probably just down.
Well, they are down. This is one of the worst selling Modern Warfare games ever, or Call of Duty games ever, and but the playtime is the most. So people that are playing it like it better, but less people are playing the actual game. I would assume that's why they're making it a free-to-play weekend.
Yep.
Krebsy says, thoughts on Bungie? Isn't that type of company to have a salary cuts and executives, and Bungie being dumb enough to sign a deal that gives Sony full control if they aren't bringing in enough cash? Sarge talked about this, was it last week, 2 weeks ago, when we were playing games? You're like,
Yep.
who signs that deal?
Yep. Yep. The only reason why you sign that deal is because you know your ass isn't on the line, right? You know the people you're going to fire aren't you, right? Who else signs a contract like that? We've said this numerous times, and if you follow the timeline of Bungie, they cannot handle money.
Well, I
It's
knew this.
bla-
You knew
It's
this.
obvious.
Now everyone
It's
knows it.
obvious. It's
Yeah.
obvious. They cannot handle money. As soon as they get into trouble with money because they spend too much, they look for someone to bail them out, and then they do some kind of deal where they get their control back if something doesn't happen. Except this time, right? This time they had to sign a deal where they basically lose out on their own company if they don't make enough money. So the only answer they have is to fire their own people in order to get that money to equal out. It's just messed up, man.
Oh, you're talking about the trailer from 5 months ago. Yeah. I'm excited about that game, but that game also might be the one that they're delaying. They might be delaying it
Wukong?
until 20. Outlaws.
Oh,
I know some of you guys are signed up for the Skull and Bones beta test. Let me know how that gem works out. I turned it down. I don't want to play it.
Wukong would be good if that comes out. I think there's going to be a lot of game shuffling this year because of the fact of the big titles coming out, and we don't know exactly when GTA is going to come out. Like,
2025.
yeah, but when?
Well, that's
could be
over a
2
year. Over a year
2
away.
years.
Yeah.
It could be 2 years away.
Well, right. It could be at the end of 2025.
Right, it could be at the end of 25. Exactly.
Yeah. I'm not worried. Oh, did you see the people, Sarge, that were freaking out? They were so excited when they saw the Blade trailer at the award show. They're like, oh, Blade. Right? And they were like so excited that PlayStation was getting another Marvel game. They're like, suck it, Xbox. And then they were like, they found out that it might be exclusive for Xbox because it's a Bethesda game. And they're like, oh, it's going to suck anyway. Right? Like, did you see how fast the turn was from PlayStation guys that were like that? I was just like, dude, you got to make it a little subtle. Right? Like, you were just hyping up the game saying, suck it, Xbox, because we're getting another game. And you're not. And then they said it's coming to Xbox. Like, oh, it's going to suck anyway. It's like, what?
Good coping mechanism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave says, I think GTA 6 is October 2025, since most of the GTA games have come out in September or October. There's been games that come out in April and May area as well. So, I mean, let's be honest. They can just put it out whenever they want.
But whenever they do put it out, nobody's going to be near them.
No, that companies will move their date. They'll shift it away 100% when they find out the date.
You don't need to show the game, Krebsy, because it's on PlayStation or Xbox. You know that. Come on, man.
Lono stream
Don't-
tomorrow. I think so. I want to say yes, but I'm not too sure. I guess I'll find out like about an hour before. So he's convinced Blade is multiplat. I mean, is it multiplat considering that it would be PC and Xbox? That's multiplat. So yes, it will be multiplat. But is he saying multiplat like it'll be on PlayStation and Xbox?
Well, that you don't know.
I mean,
my
there's a
guess- my
long
guess
time
is-
between now and then.
Yeah, but I think you want to release on as many platforms as you can. You want the money, right? You want the money.
They didn't do it for Starfield.
But it's because they got paid up front for Game Pass.
Yeah, and it's a Bethesda studio. They
Well,
own.
then-
They're a first party studio now. That there is no
Then I guess Blade gets another bump from Game Pass, and you don't have to worry about it, right?
right. It's a Bethesda game. It's a first party game, first party studio. I'm not saying it can't come to PlayStation. I'm just saying the likelihood of it. It's leaning more towards just Xbox and PC than it is PlayStation and across the board. But each one's different, right? Each one's different.
We'll see.
Still, he's stating not exclusive or Xbox would have been listed on the trailer. It's so far out, though, right? Literally 2025. Anything could happen between now and then where it's exclusive or not exclusive. Why would you post it out so far in advance saying it's exclusive? Right? Why would you give the publicity or promotion of that? Right now, you just leave it out in the open. Oh, it would come to PlayStation.
Let everybody talk amongst themselves.
Yeah. Marvel owns Blade IP, but Microsoft owned the IP for Starfield. Yeah, but okay. In that logic, though, Dave, then you're saying that Spider-Man, Marvel owns Spider-Man, but Sony owns the rights to Spider-Man in the movie industry. So by that logic, Spider-Man should have came out on all consoles, right? Marvel owns all the characters. The only thing they lost was Spider-Man in the movie rights.
Well, my question is going to be, you're making a Blade game. What type of game is it?
Well, they said it's a third person. I'm assuming it's going to be a action adventure hack and slash, I would assume, right? It might be an RPG. I have no idea.
I'm saying.
But we know nothing about it.
Right. Just like we don't know anything about Wolverine.
Right, we know nothing about that Wolverine except for Insomniac's making it.
Yep.
We've seen nothing. We've heard nothing.
Yep. So I'm about as excited for Blade as I am for Wolverine.
Well, look, I've never been a big fan of any of the games that Arcane has made, either of the studios. Okay, so at the end of the day, it's coming to Xbox regardless, right? And when it comes to Xbox, it's going to be day and date on Game Pass, so I don't have to buy it. So there, right? If Blade wasn't launched next month, it would be Xbox exclusive. Yeah, I think they're just open to it, right? Bill said literally years ago, not everything is exclusive. It all depends on what the game is and what it's going to be. Each one's different. So,
right. If you know the game doesn't have enough pull to be an exclusive on Game Pass, then you know you're going to release it for multiple platforms.
Right. I can tell you, it's definitely not going to be exclusive for PlayStation if that's what people are thinking. Right? It would be if it's on PlayStation, it would be on multi platforms. If it's not on PlayStation, then it's just going to be a PC and Xbox. But we're so far off from that.
So far.
Dolphin says it's thought that the Blade has been in development before Deathloop, which I disagree with. I mean, there was talks about a game that Bethesda was working on, but even if it was in works before Redfall, it's still not coming out for another 2 years.
Well, doesn't it? Well, is Bethesda actually developing it, or is Bethesda funding it?
No, they're publishing it.
Okay.
Arcane is making it.
Arcane is making it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Phil said years ago applies now, but what Xbox is saying these days applies to the future when Blade is releasing. Xbox current talk is when going the more publisher route. Sure. But again, if I decide and I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm going to come to your house tomorrow, Sarge. And then tomorrow I go, yeah, you know what? I'm not coming over. Right? Like, I can change my mind. They can change their mind. It's 2 years out. There's so many things that they have to land before they decide if it's going to be exclusive or not exclusive. Right?
Or canceled.
Right. Or canceled. Exactly.
Canceled.
Right. Or it could just be canceled. Like, all hypothetical, we're all talking about when's it going to come, who's it going to be with, and it might not even come out.
I don't even pick my head out of the sand anymore unless I get a hard date. And when I get the hard date, then I take bets on how many times it's going to get delayed.
What's the difference between
that's the new route, right? I don't care about the game. Then you give me a date. I'm like, oh, you got me a date. Now we take bets on how many times it gets pushed back.
It gets pushed back, yeah. Smoothie asks, what's the difference between publishing and game making the game? Well, publishing is a person putting the money up front for the game, and Arcane. So if I was the producer of a movie and you, Smoothie, are making the movie, right? You're the director. I'm the publisher. I'm the producer. I'm giving you the money to make the film. You're making the film.
Yep.
If I'm the publisher, I'm giving you the money to make the game. And then when we sell the game, I take my money first, and then you get your money after.
Yep. Or whatever the points are.
Right. Or whatever the points and whatever it is. Yeah. Right, Dolphin. It's so far away.
It's like it's so far away. It's like it was never announced. Right. That's basically how far away it is. Like it wasn't even announced. It's just like it's just like you and I are talking about. We're talking about a Superman game. Hey, Mike, remember that Superman game? Yeah, it's a Superman game.
It's like going 100 miles an hour over a pothole. You just fly by it. You don't even care. You don't hit the pothole. You just go right over it. Okay. All depending on how big the pothole is, but you know. Yeah, so that's the difference between publishing and stuff. Other games that are coming out, like, I don't know. I'm not really excited about anything. Like, for instance, I'm excited for Once Human, even though it's an early access game. It's in beta right now. It looks cool, but, you know, when I start playing it, we'll see. If Blade was closed, I'm assuming that was close, they would also have real gameplay. Right, they're so far off. They announced it and they gave a animated trailer. They didn't even show you any gameplay. They showed you an animation, which you could maybe decide that maybe that's the art style they're going to go with based on the trailer. I don't know, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see for sure.
We always say it. We'll see.
That's all there ever is.
There was another
That's
game
all
that was
it
supposed
ever
to come out, AAA, and I can't think of it now. A big game. Like, what's the next Starfield? What's the next God of War? What's the next big game coming out that everyone's
mean?
hyped for? Like, what's the next big game? What's the game that everyone's looking for next year?
I mean, what do you define as big? Like AAA?
Yeah, AAA. What's the next AAA game?
I mean,
That's 2 years from now, Krebsy.
I mean,
What's next year's big game?
I'm thinking the Star Wars game is probably the next big one that's on the block if it comes out on time.
Avowal's not the big game. Avowal's not a big game.
I think the Star Wars game is the next big one.
Light No Fire has 10 million views. Yeah, it's not a big game, though. It's not even from a AAA studio. That's still an indie studio. Like, what's that big game? What's that next big game coming out?
I think Grand Theft Auto is 2025. You need something to come out before then. So,
I mean, we got Division 3. That's like 3 years out.
if it comes out,
Black Myth, Wuhong. I wouldn't say that's a big game either. I would say it's a very niche game. Is Wolverine coming out in 2024? Hellblade's a AA studio. Not that big game. I don't know. I'm not saying these games aren't big, but I'm talking like, what's that one game that comes out that everyone's like, oh, that's the game.
well, Dragon Age has got
Dragon's Dogma.
Dragon's Age. Yep. Well, Dragon Age. I don't think it's called Dragon's Dogma. It's just called Dragon Age.
I don't know. It just might be next year. Just might be Path of Exile 2. There you go. That's a good one. That comes out next year. Hellspawn. That comes out next year.
I'm hoping it won't be, Dave. We're hoping. That game had enough crap happen.
No, Dragon Age is going to be a disaster. Yeah, it's been remade 3 times. They changed the engine on them. They forced them to use the Frostbite engine. They changed the way that the thing was. Went through a couple different developers or different leads. That's about it.
So it's basically
It's an Anthem.
God.
Yeah, it's gonna be like Anthem.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Suicide Squad's gonna be that big blockbuster. I mean, I'm gonna enjoy it, but I don't think it's gonna be that big game. All right, it's 10:20. That's going to do it for us tonight. We do appreciate you guys coming out and hanging out with us on Generation X Game, the weekly podcast that goes over a few of the top stories in the past week, and we rant along the way. Episode 375 is in the can. We'll be back on Monday morning when I go over my morning show from 10 o'clock in the morning to about noon Eastern. We also do live gameplay on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday evenings. We also do this podcast Thursday nights next week because the holidays is coming up. There might be a show next week. I don't know when I go out of town, so I might be leaving on Thursday. So I don't know if there's a show. I'll let you guys know later next week. If we do, we'll have a show next week. What's the following weekend? That's when does Christmas fall on? Christmas falls on a
Sunday.
A Sunday?
So Christmas Eve is Sunday.
Okay, so the 21st and 28th.
Monday.
So we might get 2 more shows. We might get 2 more shows this year out of here. So other than that, I do appreciate you guys very much for coming and hanging out with us. And make sure you hit that like button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, hit the subscribe button. And if you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
Game on, guys.
They're two brothers and gamers that have been playing games since the early 1980s. Combined, they have over 65 years experience. Join them each week as they discuss and rant about gaming and entertainment news. This is Generation X Gaming.